It is the night when Pride Fighting Championships holds its biggest card of the year. What the Super Bowl is to football, what the Olympics represent in the world of athletics, that's what Shockwave is to mixed martial arts. An all-star extravaganza featuring the top fighters on the planet. Hello and welcome to the Saitama Super Arena in Japan. I'm Mauro Ranallo, and joining me is the newest member of the Pride Fighting broadcast team, a guy who at Pride 8 knocked out Fabiano Iha, none other than the Doctor of Trigonomics, Frank Trigg. And Frank, my friend, we are going to be ringing in the new year with a big bang.
I tell you what, Mauro, it is the biggest organization having the biggest show and what will be the biggest night of the year.
That is right. A total of 3 titles will be contested at Shockwave tonight. The Pride World Middleweight Championship is on the line when Wanderlei Silva seeks to avenge his only loss in the past 5 years in the middleweight division by defending the title against his arch nemesis, Ricardo Arona. Now, Arona upset Silva in the 2005 Pride Middleweight Tournament. What does Arona have to do to ensure that lightning strikes twice?
Arona needs to use the same strategy. Uses counterattacks to get Wanderlei to the ground. Stay extremely active while using his amazing jiu-jitsu skills to work for the submission. On the other hand, Mr. Silva needs to scrap his original game plan. He needs to come out aggressive and have seek and destroy in his heart and his mind by taking advantage of his superior Muay Thai skills.
The final of the Bushido welterweight tournament pits the USA's Dan Henderson against Brazil's Murilo Bustamante. Now, the BJJ Wizard has tasted championship glory in the UFC, while Henderson, he KO'd Bustamante a total elimination 2003. But since that time, Bustamante contends that a headbutt precipitated Henderson's victory. Having said all that, what are the keys to this title fight?
Bustamante needs to stop worrying about the past. Use his long reach and straight, snappy punches to keep Henderson at a distance, while always looking to counter the right hand. When on the ground, he needs to make sure he ties Henderson up while going for the submission. Henderson needs to aggressively use his devastating right, but not rely on it solely. He needs to use his world-class Greco-Roman skills to get inside and dirty box. When on the ground, he needs to use that wrestler's ability for amazing control.
All right, in an all-Japanese affair to decide the winner of the Bushido lightweight tournament, the Fireball Kid Takanori Gomi goes up against the rejuvenated Hayato Maha Sakurai. You talk about a fight that could go down in history as one of the best ever.
As you know, Mauro, Gomi just won Fight of the Year here in Pride. He will use that momentum to establish his left hand early, must keep Sakurai at a distance and block those low leg kicks. Sakurai needs to stay patient. Use his lethal low leg kicks early and often. I would suggest to Sakurai he needs to impose that big brother attitude that he learned. Both of them were students at the same dojo.
Okay, when Mark Hunt brought his heavy hands to Pride Fighting Championships in 2004, speculation immediately started about when he would face his former kickboxing rival Mirko Krokop. Now, the two fought back in 2002 in Nagoya, with Krokop emerging victorious in a kickboxing clash. Tonight, it of course is going to be fought under MMA rules. Who do you give the edge to?
I never thought I'd hear myself saying this, but I give the edge to Krokop. In the last year, he's been improving his ground game. The other fact is that Mark Hunt hasn't fought in 365 days. The last time he fought was a win over Wanderlei Silva 1 year ago at this very event.
What promises to be the most watched battle in Pride history features judo rivals Hidehiko Yoshida and Naoya Ogawa. In their lone meeting as judokas at the '94 All-Japan Championships, Yoshida ended Ogawa's record run as champ at 5 years in a row by beating him 2-1 despite being greatly outweighed. There is definitely no love lost between these two Japanese superstars.
I gotta tell you what, when I was wrestling, there were 2 things I hated. Losing to someone younger, but even worse was losing to someone lighter. Ogawa absolutely is looking to avenge what he perceives to be a huge embarrassment here tonight.
Pride's biggest card of the year wouldn't be complete without its biggest homegrown star, Kazushi Sakuraba, and the Pride World Heavyweight Champion Fiódor Yemeliánenko on it. Now, Sakuraba takes on the enigmatic fan favorite Ikuhisa Minowa, while Yemeliánenko battles Brazilian behemoth Zuluzinho in a non-title affair. Can you think of any better way to kick off the new year?
I could, but I'd actually have to be on the fight card.
I agree with you, partner. Get ready to experience Pride Fighting Championships Shockwave.
Amidst the pomp and pageantry that only Pride Fighting Championships can deliver, it is time to welcome the parade of fighters. And Frank Trigg, how is that for a production to kick off the biggest party of the year, albeit a painful one, my friend?
That was absolutely unbelievable. Oh my God.
Following that medley of fighters' entrances, we will be treated to a medley of MMA mayhem tonight. Kazuhiro Nakamura, a star on the rise, and he feels his training in Brazil has made him a complete fighter. And Yuki Kondo feels this is a make-or-break match as he tries to snap a 3-fight losing streak in Pride. Giant Silva will try to shed the label sideshow attraction as he promises to showcase his improved MMA skills. The Colossus has transmogrified into the Mega Punk, and he'll try to punk out a giant tonight.
The third match.
He's considered one of the best ground fighters in Japan. He was a 2001 Abu Dhabi champion. He's Sane Kakuda. Makoto Takimoto won a gold medal in judo at the 2000 Olympics. So far, he admits his MMA career has been anything but golden, something he hopes to change beginning tonight. Pride's newest Olympic gold medalist in judo is Poland's Paweł Nastula. He looked good in his debut at Critical Countdown 2005. Alexander Yemeliánenko, now considered a top 10 heavyweight warrior, and his intense training regimen is obviously paying dividends. It's Japan, and Zuluzinho will try to be Buster Douglas to Fiódor Emelianenko's Mike Tyson. The Pride World Heavyweight Champion faces his biggest opponent since vanquishing Sammy Schilt in his Pride debut at Pride 21. Murilo Bustamante is known as the Professor, and tonight he's looking to give Henderson a lesson in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu 101. Dan Henderson has already won 2 tournaments, but capturing the Bushido welterweight tournament title would be the highlight of his illustrious career. Since hooking up with Matt Hume and AMC Pancration, Hayato Sakurai has gone 4-0, looking to win the Bushido lightweight tournament title tonight. The fans overwhelmingly chose him Pride's 2005 MVP, and tonight he hopes to fulfill his destiny of becoming Pride's first Bushido lightweight tournament champion, Takanori Gomi. Ikuhisa the Punk Minowa calls it an extreme honor to meet the man who put Pride Fighting Championships on the map. For the first time in his legendary career, Kazushi Sakuraba is going to fight a Japanese opponent. Mark Hunt is back in Pride, looking to KO the Croatian sensation. Mirko Mirko Krokop is now being referred to as the king without a crown, and fans hope tonight he engages in the mother of all throwdowns. The Brazilian Tiger, Ricardo Arona, executed the perfect game plan in beating Wanderlei Silva at Final Conflict 2005. He'll be fishing for a submission tonight. Coming off his first loss in the middleweight division in 5 years, now with the title at stake, Wanderlei Silva promises nothing but destruction. Say what you will about Naoya Ogawa, but he sells tickets, and the main event of Shockwave could blow the roof off the Saitama Super Arena. The land of the rising sun is going to sizzle when this judoka legend and Olympic gold medalist Hidehiko Yoshida faces his biggest foe. We began with the tap dance. There'll be tapping. There'll be knockouts. It promises to be the biggest night of the year. Pride Fighting Championships, Shockwave. Let the fireworks begin. Ken Kaneko is 29, 6 feet tall, 161 pounds, making his debut in Pride Fighting Championships. And the delay is for the fact that Charles Crazy Horse Bennett is yet to make his way into the actual squared circle, as he is making some wardrobe adjustments there, Frank. And being a metrosexual individual yourself, I think you know that part of the act of Charles Crazy Horse Bennett is the look as much as anything else.
Well, I appreciate you calling me a metrosexual there.
Well, I used that term correctly, did I not?
You absolutely did. I do paint my toenails and get my fingernails done, and make sure that my shorts are on in the proper color. Hence
the nickname Twinkle Toes. But right now, Charles Crazy Horse Bennett. And I wonder if this isn't a little bit of gamesmanship as well on the part of Charles Crazy Horse Bennett, perhaps wanting to give Ken Kaneko even more time to actually think of what he's about to step into.
Make no bones about it. You know, Charles Bennett knows exactly what he's doing right now. He's trying to stall him out, as they say in the NFL. He's trying to ice the kicker at this point.
Kaneko started his acting career at 16. He joined the Axis Jiu-Jitsu Academy in March of 2005. He joined the Takata Dojo. So again, while he has no experience in competitive MMA, he has done a lot of training. So Charles Crazy Horse Bennett would be wise to not underestimate him totally. Charles Crazy Horse Bennett! Charles Bennett, the Crazy Horse, 26'5", 155 pounds, 1-2 at Pride Fighting Championships. Senior official here in Pride Fighting Championships. Yuji Shimada going over last-minute instructions. And you know, it's funny, Ken Kaneko's the actor, but look who's mugging for the camera.
I can't get over how crazy Charles. He is amazing. I love his showmanship, and he's a true competitor.
And I think right now he's being admonished by the referee, Yuji Shimada, that, yeah, it's okay to, you know, give us your personality, but you have to also listen to the rules. And again, a special 2 5-minute round challenge match, and Kaneko comes out with a flying kick. Now goes in for the double leg.
Oh, wow. That was actually a really good shot, well timed. Charles taking this a little bit light right now. I want to see him kind of step in a little bit. He needs to get a little bit more serious right now. This is a little bit too much now that the fight's already started.
Bennett has that smile on his face, yet it's Kaneko who has taken the battle to Bennett, bull rushing him in the corner now, and you can hear the fans at Saitama Super Arena chant Kaneko in unison.
I really like the way Ken is pushing Charles into the corner at this point. Really trying to keep position on him.
Bennett looking for has the body lock, and now will try to twist him probably to the canvas given the opportunity. Who struck? Nice takedown there by Bennett.
Wow. Bennett kept his hips in the entire time, was able to get that throw. That was great athleticism on Charles' part.
Butterfly guard here by Kaneko as he's active on the bottom now. Now trying to cinch up for perhaps a triangle attempt here.
If he gets his foot across, he can go ahead and almost switch into an omoplata as well. He's got a couple different positions right here, Ken does.
Of course, when you ask Bennett about his ground game as he tries to pick him up for another signature slam, he points to his left bicep and his right bicep and says, there you go, that's my ground game.
I'm very impressed with Kaneko's ground game at this point. He's using a lot of control, keeping Mr. Bennett off him at this point.
Again, working with Nobuhiko Takada and the rest of the gang at the Takada Dojo, Kazushi Sakuraba. Kaneko explained that in addition to boxing, he's also trained with Rumina Sato at his Shudo Dojo. So Kaneko, again, has had plenty of great trainers and right now is acquitting himself well here against Charles Bennett. Bennett now has a leg.
They're doing a really good job. Kaneko's doing an incredible job moving his hips. He obviously, that incredible jiu-jitsu instruction is keeping him moving. And right now, Charles hasn't been able to do anything to him. Mr. Bennett's been completely shut down so far on top of his ground and pound game.
Bennett, of course, with a street fighting background, a brawling street fighter. He says, and he'll admit to this, that he doesn't possess much in the way of submission skills, but usually comes out like a destructive tornado and always puts on a show, although Kaneko was the one who came out like a house of fire. And here's an interesting position. Frank, he's cinching him in.
Wow, just kept working for that, got that triangle in there.
But there's some hammer fists being delivered by Bennett from within the triangle position. You can see, though, the Kaneko from the bottom still trying to work to secure that left arm.
He's doing a great job of keeping that triangle there, but Charles, head up, butt down is why the triangle hasn't been finished yet. He's in a great position for defense. Now all he has to do is turn the corner just a little bit more and get his head completely out.
And again, Kaneko has trained for the past couple of years in jiu-jitsu, leaving the acting world for the fighting world, and right now he's absorbing some nice right hands by Bennett.
Wow, Bennett's doing a great job. Bennett's keeping his hips down, keeping a really, really tight control, which is the reason why now Kaneko can get out off the bottom.
Bennett's got that body triangle on him from that part, as he's also trapped his left arm.
Doing a great job. He's only got one defense. You need both your hands to protect your head. He can't do it now because Charles is one of them trapped.
And Kaneko's giving him that right arm right there that Bennett, given the presence of mind, could have easily gone perhaps for an armbar, and right now perhaps even go for an Americana if he wanted to.
He can. He has actually several different positions. Americana has a Kimura, and of course just sitting up tall and starting raining down left and right side.
Referee Shimada calling for action. Kaneko tries to scramble from underneath. Bennett utilizing his balance and now continues to just pummel away at Kaneko with those hammer fists and right hands.
He's doing a great job. His hip control is amazing right now on top of Charles Bennett. He's really keeping his hips in, keeping him tight, giving Kaneko a lot of problems.
Kaneko not really doing a great job of defending himself. He's active on the bottom, but Bennett's been able to drop those hammer fists, do damage, and again.
Oh, wow.
I thought he was going to go for the armbar.
He still may get it. He still may get it. He's in a pretty good position. And Charles Bennett is a crazy, crazy athletic individual. It's just amazing.
There it is. He's inverted armbar here now by Charles Bennett, and Kaneko is forced to tap. And just like that, Charles Crazy Horse Bennett submits Kaneko in his Pride debut. What did you think about the actor and all the hype? And again, Bennett at 4 minutes and 14 seconds with the armbar submission. And now look at him, he's been given a yellow card on the part of Yuji Shimada as he went to celebrate.
I cannot believe that Bennett got the armbar like that. He sunk it in, took his time, was very, very patient. It's the first time in a long time I've actually seen Charles Bennett this patient during an entire fight.
You know, many people thought that Kaneko would be the fish out of water in this fight. What were your thoughts, being a fighter yourself, on Kaneko's debut here in Pride?
You know, he did a great job coming out aggressive, trying to stay into it, but he didn't know when to rest. He didn't know how to keep his position. And then when he got underneath, kind of panned a little bit, as I've done myself in the past. Once he got mounted, started sticking straight arms out. As we see here in the replay, he's working on his triangle, amazing hip control, almost has this thing sunk, but Charles sits back, gets a little bit of space between him and Kaneko, and keeps him getting submitted right here.
You know, the ironic thing is that Bennett said he was going to smash Kaneko's face in, break his jaw, break his nose, make it so Kaneko would never want to step into a Pride ring again. Instead, he surprises all of us by vanquishing Kaneko with the armbar.
and does an incredible job here. Has his hips in tight and just finishes in amazing fashion. It was just athletic ability alone is incredible.
I think he got a little overzealous when he went to wish referee Yuji Shimada Happy New Year. He kind of tackled the official, gets a yellow card for his efforts. So perhaps the only bad thing about his performance tonight. But Ken Kaneko gets a friendly round of applause from the huge throng here in attendance at Saitama Super Arena, the biggest party of the year, and we're so happy that you took us up on our invitation to join us for Shockwave on pay-per-view. And speaking of which, the next time you will see Pride Fighting Championships on pay-per-view, Friday, January 13th, Hardcore Knockouts Volume 2, over 40 of Pride's most memorable KOs, all wrapped up nicely in one package. Don't miss it. Friday, January 13th, Pride Fighting Championships, Hardcore Knockouts, Volume 2.
Arona, 230cm, 160kg, Giant Silva!
Giant Silva's 42, 7 feet 2 inches tall, 385 pounds, 1 and 4 in Pride FC.
Arona, 196cm, 124.5kg, James Thompson!
James Megapunk Thompson, 26, 6'5", 264 pounds, 2-1 in Pride Fighting Championships. Frank Trigg, my first opportunity to work with you, my friend. I know you like your Java. Something tells me that Thompson might have to maybe consider decaffeinated in the future.
I got to tell you what, he needs to move off of all things caffeinated, move right down to drinking nothing but water. He is so excitable from the very get-go.
And you see the stare down, and I think the referee was hoping that they'd at least wait to get it on before he was involved, because Giant Silva dwarfing James Thompson, who again at 6'5", 264 pounds, is not exactly a Lilliputian. And here he comes in typical Thompson fashion, and he fells the Giant. The Giant has fallen, and James Thompson is all over Giant Silva. And it is over just like that. Nope, they're not going to end it, as Silva was pushed through the ropes. But the proverbial bull in a china shop there, Frank.
Whoa! Oh my gosh, great right hand. Giant Silva with an amazing right hand.
And Thompson now looking to take advantage. Landing those foot kicks, and Silva now giving him his back, and it may not be technically proficient, Frank, but my goodness, you talk about fireworks at Shockwave. You're seeing them here in this battle.
Wow, aggressive. Great job slowing Thompson down. He had great defense. Silva hit with that big right hand. Man, he's got amazing hand speed. I'll blink my eyes and all of a sudden he was hitting him. It's incredible.
Look at those knees now to the head of Giant Silva.
But I gotta tell you what, those aren't getting through. His knees are so small compared to Giant Silva's elbows. They're not even getting in.
You're right. You take a look at the arms of Giant Silva, and they are the size of an average human being's legs. But right now, James Thompson, the Megapunk, looking to give his Japanese fans a show. And Giant Silva surviving thus far, but that foot right to the face has cut him.
Oh, he's cut a little bit.
And a heel strike. And it is over. Just like that, James Megapunk Thompson trounces the Giant, and Thompson is becoming a huge fan favorite in the land of the rising sun.
The thing that won Thompson that fight is the fact he was more aggressive from the very beginning and just kept going after it.
Perpetual motion, a locomotion. He's a locomotive express. 1 minute, 28 seconds of the first round via TKO. Referee stoppage. James Megapunk Thompson moves his record to 3-1. And by the way, he wants to thank his trainer Charlie, his girlfriend Gratz, his mom, and his Trojan teammates for getting him to where he is today, as he now has the winner's trophy. Meanwhile, you can see the medical staff immediately on the scene, tending to the needs of Giant Silva. And that's one thing about Pride Fighting Championships, and let's face it, the sport of mixed martial arts, safety is paramount.
It is absolutely one of the things. And the things I like, especially as a fighter, and fighting in Pride before myself, is that anything happens to you, the jockeys are on it immediately. Great aggressiveness at the very beginning of the fight. Thompson comes out in his classic fashion and kept chasing, kept pushing, kept prodding. The ring ropes aren't going to stop him. Nothing's going to stop him until the ref pulls him off. Big right hand by Silva. This is the one that connects completely indents Thompson's head.
Keeps coming. I mean, that's unbelievable. He has the head of granite, James Thompson, and that's a compliment as he now continues to go to work. And you never know, this could be a possible candidate for Hardcore Knockouts Volume 2 coming up on pay-per-view Friday, January 13th. James Mega Punk Thompson with a TKO victory over Giant Silva.
Look at this foot, the head kicks here. It's just amazing how quickly he does it. And of course, because the refs are so educated here, the officials are so good here, that at the moment they think a fighter's in any kind of danger, they're going to stop that fight.
The Mega Punk looking to become a mega MMA star here in Pride Fighting Championships. Saluting the crowd once again. And Giant Silva, good to see that he's back up on his feet. And, you know, a more likable guy you will never meet. Giant Silva, just a tremendous soul. But this world of mixed martial arts really doesn't matter how big you are, my friend. It's what you know. And James Thompson taught him a lesson in TKOs tonight.
Well, you know, the good thing with mixed martial arts, the whole point of it when it started was to show that the smaller guy could compete against the bigger guy using submissions, using skill, using cardio conditioning, and we saw it again here.
Be careful who you're calling the smaller guy when you talk about James Mega Punk Thompson, but I know exactly what you mean.
Don't make fun of me because I sleep in a cupboard.
Let's take a look one more time at the sequence of events that led to the finish of the fight.
A great guard pass through a head kick, and then Giant Silva just rolled away trying to protect himself. Because in just Thompson just being aggressive, coming after him, you know, the ref had no choice to step in and protect the Giant Silva.
Hey, you're looking for great Pride Fighting Championships merchandise, DVDs, apparel? The place to go is PrideFC.com. Check it out, PrideFC.com, for everything associated with the #1 MMA organization on the planet. James Thompson of England, victorious at Shockwave.
Arona, 176センチ、91キロ。来た
Sanae Kikuta is 34, 5'9", 210 pounds. He's won 1-1 in Pride Fighting Championships.
87.5キロ。
Makoto Takimoto is 35'9", 188 pounds. He's 2-1 in Pride Fighting Championships. The reason that Kikuta has a draw on his record in Pride, that came under early Pride rules at Pride 4 when he fought Daijiro Matsui to a draw. So that explains that situation, since there are no longer draws in the new rules of Pride.
I'm interested to see the fact that he's coming in with a little bit more of a karate gi, but he is wearing a judo-style gi, but has his sleeves cut off. I'd like to see if he uses it for any of his chokes or any submissions.
And there we saw Toshihiko Koga again, the 92 Barcelona Olympics judo gold medalist from Japan, who is a part of the huge crowd here at Saitama Super Arena. And this fight is underway. Kikuta happy to be back in Pride after a long hiatus due to the fact that he was busy defending his Pancrase light heavyweight title, a big rival of Yuki Kondo's, and right now they clinch up and go to the ropes.
A great job driving him in, keeping his balance. You know, this is one of the things that makes it so good. We have two grappling guys. They definitely keep pressure on the entire time. Try to make the other guy wear down, but keeping his weight on him the entire fight. And this, what we're seeing right here is these guys are on their feet.
Kikuta looking to attempt to take down the overhooks employed there by Takimoto, and now Kikuta trying to just pull him into his guard. Now Takimoto with the strikes there, and there's Kikuta going for the leg lock.
amazing leg lock. He's quick and fast into it, something you don't see in judo so often because it's not legal to do leg locks and knee bars and what have you, attacking the legs in this fashion in judo, so this is something he's not familiar with.
Kikuta, the last Japanese fighter to win the 2000 or an Abu Dhabi Championships winner in 2001, considered one of the best ground fighters in Japan. He says he's been training in his stand-up but wants to show the world his superlative submission skills.
You know, and he has a great submission game, an absolutely amazing top and bottom game. He can submit you from either side, and I'm very interested to see what new techniques he has for us tonight.
You know, in 2001, he was also named the most technical wrestler by Tokyo Sports News. So this guy is a well-decorated athlete here in Japan, and right now in his domain with Takamoto on the ground, even though Takamoto now has him in the half guard, but still a very dangerous position as Kikuta has all the answers when it comes to ground fighting. You can see him there trying to pull that leg out. Now the guard has been released. Takamoto trying to strike from the bottom. There's a nice right hand by Kikuta.
Amazing timing. He kind of fooled me as I'm sitting over here with you, Marl, that I thought he was just going to try and do straight to a regular style jiu-jitsu style pass and threw a punch in there.
He is the founder of Team Grabaka, who he says one of the best teams in Japan. The leader, Akihiro Kono, another Pride veteran, a member of that team. Now you can see Kikuta trying to pass the guard, although Takamoto doing a good job of staying with him there, swiveling on the bottom. This may be where the gi comes to his favor as the material allows for that movement.
Wow, great pass, great guard pass. And if you see, he's grabbing a hold of the collar of the gi to pull himself around as well. So he's using the gi to his advantage just as much.
Very methodical.
Wow.
As he now achieves full mount on Takamoto, making it look easy, although Takamoto now gets half guard again. So good job by Takamoto as Kikuta had full mount for a moment.
Kikuta's doing a great job keeping his hips in, keeping his head just out of punching range, making it very difficult for Takamoto to do any kind of offense from the bottom at all right now.
Saw him go to the body and then upstairs. Now thought he was going to work the crossface, but now it's Takamoto keeping him at close distance here. Again, securing the half guard. And what's your theory on the half guard and what can you do with it, Frank?
Well, see, Mar, I'm a left-handed fighter. I wrestle right-handed, I do judo left-handed, and I box left-handed. So for me, getting into half guard is a perfect position because I can underhook the far side and rain down blows. But of course, my training partners and my coaches always yell at me to get out of the half guard because guys on the bottom that understand submissions, are good with the submission game, can very easily get back into guard or get away.
Another guard pass here by Kikuta. But Takamoto there. Oh, and you could see the attempt at the left knee strike, but Takamoto moving with him here.
It's almost a half-hearted knee attempt, like he's trying to set something else up.
Yeah,
he's really not reining it in there.
No, you're right. He's trying to distract Takamoto for perhaps a submission attempt, although that was a nice knee from the bottom that rang Kikuta's bell momentarily, and now he has the hooks in on top as well.
Just great timing with the mount, great timing stepping over. He just confuses you on one end and steps over on the other end, but as you can see, Takamoto is very calm down here.
But again, maybe almost too methodical because he's now reining in some right hands, but needs to look for perhaps a submission. There's the arms are open, especially here. Now you see Takamoto go underneath. Has the underhooks, but Kikuta just busy with his arm behind his head there, Frank, and raining in some blows.
Trying to set him up. If he keeps letting that left hand over, he can definitely get to an arm bar.
It looks like that's what he's trying to do now, as wing blocking or answering the phone is Makoto Takimoto. But a great mount here by Kikuta. Now he's giving him his back. Well, you can see going for the armbar.
Yeah, excellent work. He knew that was coming.
Oh, wow! Escape there by Takamoto. But right away into the ankle lock and now into a butterfly guard. So nice fluid transition there. Up kick by Takamoto.
Great job on the up kick. You know, I kind of think that Kikuta can go ahead and definitely attack those ankles and those knees a little bit more often because I don't think Takamoto's very familiar with that with the knee bar game.
We're midway through round one, and it's the leader of Team Grabaka, which means ground maniac in Japanese, and Obviously a place where Kikuta is very comfortable, trying to make life miserable for Makoto Takimoto, although he's defending quite well from the bottom right now.
He's definitely using his judo ground game to keep from getting hit, keep himself in pretty decent position. Although he's losing aggressive points being down here because all he's doing is tying up. He needs to definitely get himself back to full guard and get back up to his feet.
See, there's another good guard pass by Kikuta, and he's been able to do that on more than one occasion, but hasn't really been able to capitalize from here.
Yeah, he's been getting here, but he hasn't been able to finish. I think he's worrying so much about a submission game, even though he is trying to get a reverse choke here with the arm locked inside. It's going to be difficult to finish on Takimoto. He's just so good in this position, countering chokes.
Although it seems that, is he using his gi underneath to Kikuta's advantage now? We can't tell from this position.
Well, the ref is telling us that he has a catch. He does have something locked in because he has his hand raised, letting us know that there is a submission attempt at least in here. He has something locked up, so it tells me he probably is using that gi.
And now Takimoto desperately reining in those knee strikes from the bottom, trying to relieve the pressure. Kikuta, of course, expending all kinds of energy here. So if he's unable to finish now, as we are 6.5 minutes into round one, this could come back to bite him. As you see, Takimoto definitely doing a good job and finally escapes. Now has his back though.
Both hooks in. This is a dangerous position. This is a very dangerous position because you get hit from here, you get submitted from here. This is a very tough spot to be in.
From the frying pan into the fire, if you will, for Makoto Takimoto, because now he's having to absorb those strikes from behind, and you can see Kikuta just trying to weaken him now, and there it is for the rear naked choke attempt.
You know, Takimoto is the one thing that I always had a hard time doing when I got caught in this position, is getting his back off, moving to his left in this case, just trying to get his back off of Kikuta's back and trying to turn and face him as best he can, because if you stay in this position for too long, especially with the gi on, it not only do you keep getting these little punches, but it tires you out because you have a guy on your back. It's so heavy and it's so hard to defend.
You could turn your head, like you say, to relieve the pressure, but right now in no real danger. And again, Kikuta with all kinds of expending of the energy supply when he had that reverse choke, but now continues to have the hooks in, and again, this one may be more dangerous.
Yeah, it's even worse now because he's starting to get around his head. His chin is down. He doesn't have the choke in, but it's even getting tighter and tighter every time they roll through.
2 minutes and 15 seconds left in round number one. Will Makoto Takimoto be able to survive what has been a ground lesson here taught by Sane Kikuta? And you know, when we asked him about Takimoto wearing a gi, he said that it would benefit him because there is going to be less slipping when attempting submissions.
You know, one of the things you don't want to do is wear a gi with a guy that's really good in submissions. Even if you are excellent in submissions, you don't want to do it either.
Unable to slip that arm underneath, so again, doing a good job of defending or surviving is Makoto Takimoto, but again,
you know, both these guys are so good at submissions, you know, being from a grappling background and judo background. It's going to be difficult to get any kind of submission in here, but every time they roll, he's getting hit. And every time he rolls, if you notice, Kikuta's getting his legs in deeper and deeper and getting it tighter and tighter.
Great balance, great positioning, a tremendous back mount here by Sane Kikuta. By the way, these guys trained with each other about 10 years ago in judo before Kikuta dropped out, so they do have a bit of a past. Now, Takimoto looking to turn the tables, looking for the reversal, turning into Kikuta as we are into the final minute here, Frank.
Great job getting back to his feet, but now he's got to do something with it. I'd like to see a little bit of judo here. Big, nice big Uchimata or Seiyo Nagi would be really nice right now to get him back to the ground and put him in a good position.
As the over-under's in now and could be looking to twist Kikuta from the corner as stalemate in the corner brings about a break by the referee. Gonna look at some of the more famous faces in the audience. We have popular actors from Korea, some of the biggest names in Japanese sports and cinema on hand here at Saitama Super Arena for the marquee event of the Pride Calendar Shockwave, and an all-Japanese affair here between the 2000 gold medalist in judo, Makoto Takimoto, and one of the best ground fighters in Japan, and Sane Kikuta, although he's putting the punches to Takimoto.
Wow, he's doing a great job throwing these punches, and Takimoto just seems like he's just completely confused the fact that he's getting punched at. He ducked his head, he was turning away, trying not to get hit at all. All he had to do was step inside and try to lock him up for a good judo throw. He would have counted every single one of those punches.
Final 10 seconds of round number one.
Keep going. Action.
There goes the bell. We talk about Kikta winning the 2001 Abu Dhabi Championship, becoming the first or the last Japanese fighter to do so, beating such names as Evan Tanner, Egan Inoue, and Salo Ribeiro to win the championship 4 years ago. And what were your thoughts on the first round of this fight?
You know, it was a little bit of a slow start. Didn't see as much punching. I thought he could have finished his armbar here a little bit better if he had really grunted down on it, really tried to get it. You know, and he never really extended his body, so as a result, Takemoto was able to get his hand out in a sweep in. I thought right there that knee bar, he could have rolled through, got an ankle lock, a heel hook, or a knee bar on the way through. I love this submission position right here. For sure, I think he was almost done. You can see the position, how right at the end, all of a sudden Takemoto had to start trying to really defend himself. So it was getting a little bit tighter, a little bit tighter.
Let's credit Takemoto for his intestinal fortitude. I mean, this guy is very resilient, a survivor, defending the submission attempts and absorbing shots like that. So he is definitely not out of this contest, but has to be cognizant of the fact that he's in with one of the greater submission fighters in Japan.
You know, if you're a really good submission guy with your judo background and you're facing a guy that's really good at submission by winning the ADC championships, then you got to understand that the one place you want to put this guy is where he's uncomfortable. That would be on his feet. I wish that both these guys would try to take a cue from that, kept on their feet a little bit longer, try to bang these guys out as they're going to the ground and passing the way through with some punch passing.
It won't surprise you to find that Kikta tells us he's not worried about being in the bottom position against the judo gold medalist. He says he has a secret technique, and when pushed for more information, he said, "If I told you, it wouldn't be secret, would it?"
Well, the good news is I pushed him as hard as I could. He wouldn't give me any information. The bad news is that I still don't know what he's talking about. I want to see it. My curiosity has been raised.
We may get an opportunity before this fight is over as you take a look again at the sea of humanity that is the sold-out crowd here at the Saitama Super Arena for the biggest mixed martial arts event on the planet. And there is Keiji Suzuki, who is a over 100 kilo judo gold medalist. And again, we apologize. I should be doing this math in my head, but I'm getting the information in the metric system. So
220 pounds. Yeah.
220 pounds, thank you.
Over 220 pounds.
All right, we got Takemoto coming out with a flurry of strikes. I should know I'm from Canada. We are the metric system, but a high kick there by Takemoto on Kikta, but he ends up on his back.
Yeah, he showed his flexibility isn't quite there yet for the head kick. As a result, both his feet came together and slipped him down.
Kikta in the half guard now. Referee calls for action. And again, yellow cards can be handed out for what the referee perceives to be passivity. 10% off the purse. You get 3 of them and you're disqualified.
As well as being a lot poorer than you were at the beginning of the fight.
Good point. You could see from this position that Takemoto may be trying to maneuver, although he's in an awkward position now, maybe even to go for a Kimura attempt, although Kikta now into side control, but Takemoto really doesn't appear to be as aggressive as he was from the bottom as we saw in that first round, and maybe that is fatigue setting in.
A little bit of it is fatigue, but also he's just so good from on top. He's just so good at the grappling game that he keeps his hips in so tight, as you can see here. He's getting little peppering strikes. They're not doing a huge amount of damage, but each one is scoring points. Each one is scoring on on the overall scale for this fight. But he never gives his opponent a chance to get any kind of offense off.
Looking to go for the mount, but caught in the half guard again. And we should mention to the fans as well watching, Frank, that yes, Kikta, one of the better ground fighters. An Abu Dhabi champion, as we mentioned, but prior to every event, the fighters are told by the Pride promoters that, it's all about entertaining the crowd. It's all about finishing this fight in exciting fashion, whether by submission or knockout. Now, having said that, do you believe that a fight of this nature that we're seeing right now between 2 very talented fighters in their own disciplines, judo and ground fighting, are we seeing an effort to finish the fight by the fighter who's in charge right now in Sine Kikta?
Both these guys, as we said before, are amazing grappling guys. Both these guys have incredible submission skills, but neither one of them was really trying to use it to try to finish this fight. I thought Kikta could earlier in the first round could have used the knee bar or ankle lock to try to finish it. I think he could have went a little bit harder on the arm bar, and I think in this position here he has 3 or 4 different major submissions. And I'm no expert at the jiu-jitsu game, but he has 3 or 4 different submission positions at this this point that he could be attempting. He's not attempting any of them.
And of course, I've been taken to task for this before, but again, I just ask, is it a chance now where risks need to be taken, especially in front of, you know, the biggest crowd of the year and you know, to thousands more watching on pay-per-view?
Well, my thing has been as a fighter, always try to finish it. It is a fight. You must finish a fight. You don't let the judges make a decision.
Well, here we have
Fine,
now from north-south position, Kikto with some knee strikes, and you can see that the fans are responding in kind. And it's, again, I do not mean to denigrate any of these incredible athletes, but when you go into the world of mixed martial arts, and especially here in Pride Fighting Championships, yes, it's all about athleticism, it's all about sport, but as you know, it's all about entertaining the crowd as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to get after it. Got to take those risks. You must try to finish this fight as quickly as possible. And if it takes you 20 minutes to do it, or 15 minutes to do it, or 3 minutes to do it, you have to do it.
All right, Kikto doing a great job thus far of keeping Takamoto in his world, and that is on the ground. But we'll see if his aggression picks up now with a minute and a half left in round number 2. A yellow card has been issued by the referee now to Makoto Takimoto. They're one of the sumo legends in Japan. Musashi Maru is the name of that giant physical specimen who's taking in the action here at Shockwave. Now the action resumes. Low leg kick there by Takamoto. Appears to be having problems with his eyes as well here, Frank. Is that just the sweat maybe going into his eyes, the sting of that salty liquid, if you will?
Yeah, I actually think it is. And it's because his hair's a little bit longer on the front, on his bangs a little bit longer, so as a result, the sweat gets right into his eyes a lot easier.
Takedown there by Takimoto. Now let's see what he can do and see if we can find out what that secret technique of Kikto's is with less than a minute remaining.
They got a little glove problem here.
They've called the timeout with 55 seconds left. There's a look at a Korean actor who I understand, Mr. Trigg, you've done a little bit of cinema work with.
Yeah, I was hoping he'd skip right over it, but yeah, I've actually worked with him before about 5 years ago in the U.S.
Now going for an ankle lock here is Kikto. Takamoto trying to escape.
Oh, great punch job on top. But... oh, great pass work. It was almost like Takamoto and Kikto were doing a demonstration, because Kikto got right by his guard with almost hardly any attempt at all.
Into the final 20 seconds now. And again, positioning, Kikto's dominated. Back into full mount, but what should lead to a finishing sequence has not reaped dividends here for Kikto, although he's trying to get more aggressive now. Takamoto surrenders his back.
Oh, geez. You know, he's doing a great job of getting himself out of the punching position by giving his back, but...
we've gone 15 minutes.
Man, I want to see both these guys have a little bit more action, both from the top and the bottom. They're really not showing us how good their grappling game really can be. They seem to be a little nervous to be in here on the night of Shockwave.
Yeah, you bring up a great point, because the pressure of being on this star-studded card may play a factor, although it really shouldn't, especially when you talk about experience like Sene Kikto there, who's being tended to by members of Team Grabaka, and Makoto Takimoto, of course, working with Hidehiko Yoshida.
Wow, great job throwing that kick up there. Like I said earlier, his flexibility just didn't allow him to make it to the full head kick. You know, that if he had thrown it with just a little bit more speed, it would have got all the way through his guard. It could have actually scored a lot of damage. Great position here, went right to the Kimura, was trying to finish it, but Kikto just too slick on the ground. It's really hard to submit a guy that's that good in submissions, especially in a fight like this tonight.
So being a veteran of the MMA wars, what words to the wise do you have for each respective gladiator heading into the final 5 minutes?
Takimoto, use his hand game, use his punching game to get inside, get to his judo throws quick and heavy. A good Uchimata, a good Ippon Seoinage right here would change the title of this fight. Kikto on top needs to go ahead and try to, you know, pass a little bit harder, pass a little bit heavier, throw some more punches, really grind down and try to get a submission. Each one of these guys on the bottom need to move their hips a little bit more, and I'd like to see, you know, a little bit more submission steps in the bottom game as well.
Icing down the neck, the deltoid area of Sine Kikta are his teammates, and really there doesn't seem to be a lot of urgency. Judo gold medalist. And again, we apologize. I should be doing this math in my head, but I'm getting the information in the metric system. So
220 pounds. Yeah.
220 pounds, thank you.
Over 220 pounds.
All right, we got Takamoto coming out with a flurry of strikes. I should know, I'm from Canada. We are the metric system, but a high kick there by Takamoto on Kikta, but he ends up on his back.
Yeah, it showed his flexibility isn't quite there yet for the head kick. As a result, both his feet came together and slipped him down.
Kikta in the half guard now. Referee calls for action. And again, yellow cards can be handed out for what the referee perceives to be passivity. 10% off the purse. You get 3 of them and you're disqualified.
As well as being a lot poorer than you were at the beginning of the fight.
Good point. You can see from this position that Takamoto may be trying to maneuver, although he's in an awkward position now, maybe even to go for a Kimura attempt, although Kikta now into side control, but Takamoto really doesn't appear to be as aggressive as he was from the bottom as we saw in that first round, and maybe that is fatigue setting in.
A little bit of his fatigue, but also he's just so good from on top. He's just so good at the grappling game that he keeps his hips in so tight, as you can see here. He's getting little peppering strikes. They're not doing a huge amount of damage, but each one is scoring points. Each one is scoring on, on the overall scale for this fight. But he never gives his opponent a chance to get any kind of offense off.
Looking to go for the mount, but caught in the half guard again. And we should mention to the fans as well watching, Frank, that, yes, Kikta, one of the better ground fighters, an Abu Dhabi champion, as we mentioned, but prior to every event, the fighters are told by the Pride promoters that, it's all about entertaining the crowd. It's all about finishing this fight in exciting fashion, whether by submission or knockout. Now, having said that, do you believe that a fight of this nature that we're seeing right now between two very talented fighters in their own disciplines, judo and ground fighting, are we seeing an effort to finish the fight by the fighter who's in charge right now in Sine Kikta?
Both these guys, as we said before, are amazing grappling guys. Both these guys have incredible submission skills, but neither one of them is really trying to use it to try to finish this fight. I thought Kikta could earlier in the first round could have went and used a knee bar or ankle lock to try to finish it. I think he could have went a little bit harder on the arm bar, and I think in this position here he has 3 or 4 different major submissions. And I'm no expert at the jiu-jitsu game, but he has 3 or 4 different submission positions at this point. They could be attempting. He's not attempting any of them.
And of course, I've been taken to task for this before, but again, I just ask: is it a chance now where risks need to be taken, especially in front of the biggest crowd of the year, and to thousands more watching on pay-per-view?
Well, my thing has been as a fighter, always try to finish it. It is a fight. You must finish a fight. You don't let the judges make a decision.
Well, here we have now from north-south position, Kikta with some knee strikes, and you can see that the fans are responding in kind. And it's, again, I do not mean to denigrate any of these incredible athletes, but when you go into the world of mixed martial arts, and especially here in Pride Fighting Championships, yes, it's all about athleticism, it's all about sport, but as you know, it's all about entertaining the crowd as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to get after it. You got to take those risks. You must try to finish this fight as quickly as possible. And if it takes you 20 minutes to do it, or 15 minutes to do it, or 3 minutes to do it, you have to do it.
All right, Kikta doing a great job thus far of keeping Takamoto in his world, and that is on the ground, but we'll see if his aggression picks up now with 1.5 minutes left in round number 2. A yellow card has been issued by the referee now to Makoto Takimoto. They're one of the sumo legends in Japan. Musashi Maru is the name of that giant physical specimen who is taking in the action here at Shockwave. Now the action resumes. Low leg kick there by Takamoto. Appears to be having problems with his eyes as well here, Frank. Is that just the sweat maybe going into his eyes, the sting of that salty liquid, if you will?
Yeah, I actually think it is. And it's because his hair's a little bit longer in the front, and his bangs are a little bit longer, so as a result, the sweat gets right into his eyes a lot easier.
Takedown there by Takimoto. Now let's see what he can do and see if we can find out what that secret technique of Kikta's is with less than 1 minute remaining.
We got a little glove problem here.
They've called the timeout with 55 seconds left. There's a look at a Korean actor who I understand, Mr. Trigg, you've done a little bit of cinema work with.
Yeah, I was hoping he'd skip right over it, but yeah, I've actually worked with him before about 5 years ago in the U.S.
Now going for an ankle lock here is kicked out. Takemoto trying to escape.
Oh, great punch job on top, but oh, great pass work. It was almost like Takemoto and Tikta were doing a demonstration, because Kikta got right by his guard with hardly any attempt at all.
Into the final 20 seconds now, and again positioning. Kikta's dominated. Back into full mount, but what should lead to a finishing sequence has not reaped dividends here for Kikta, although he's trying to get more aggressive now. Takemoto surrenders his back.
Oh, geez. He's doing a great job of getting himself out of the punching position by giving his back, but
we've gone 15 minutes.
Man, I want to see both these guys have a little bit more action, both from the top and the bottom. They're really not showing us how good their grappling game really can be. They seem to be a little nervous to be in here on the night of Shockwave.
Yeah, you bring up a great point, because the pressure of being on this star-studded card may play a factor, although it really shouldn't, especially when you talk about experience like Sene Kikta there, who's being tended to by members of Team Grabaka, and Makoto Takemoto, of course, working with Hidehiko Yoshida.
Wow, great job throwing that kick up there. Like I said earlier, his flexibility just didn't allow him to make it to the full head kick. You know, that, if he had thrown it with just a little bit more speed, it would have got all the way through his guard. It could have actually scored a lot of damage. Great position here, went right to the Kimura, was trying to finish it, but Kikta just too slick on the ground. It's really hard to submit a guy that's that good in submissions, especially in a fight like this tonight.
So being a veteran of the MMA wars, what words to the wise do you have for each respective gladiator heading into the final 5 minutes?
Takemoto, use his hand game, use his punching game to get inside, get to his judo throws quick and heavy. A good Uchimata, a good Ippon Seoinage right here would change the title of this fight. Kikta on top needs to go ahead and try to, pass a little bit harder, pass a little bit heavier.
Arona, 185センチ、109.5キロ。
Pavel Nastula is 35, 6 feet tall, 231 pounds. He's 0-1 in Pride.
Arona, 198センチ、117キロ。
Alexander Yemeliánenko is 24, 6'5", 253 pounds, 4-1 in Pride Fighting Championships. And you can see that Yemeliánenko, already a lot of artwork on his body, and it appears that he's added even more to the ominous presence that is Alexander Yemeliánenko.
I'm a little scared for me as I'm sitting over here, because he's got 2 new tattoos on his kneecaps, which means he's definitely going to be throwing them as much as possible.
Nastula fighting without the gi. And this fight is underway as the two touch gloves. The sportsmanship has been taken care of. It's now time to do business Pride Fighting Championship style. Yemeliánenko much quicker and agile as they now hook up.
Great patience on Alexander. Just
moves very quickly for a man 6'5", 253 pounds.
Good foot motion cutting off the ring, so it's making it very hard for Nastula to get any space.
Nastula, though, not shy to engage as now they go into the clinch. Nastula pulls him into the open guard. And again, with a tremendous reach advantage is Yemeliánenko, but give Nastula credit, give him his props. Not backing down from the Russian nightmare, Alexander Yemeliánenko.
Good work in getting a half guard right away, Yemeliánenko did. He jumped right into it, started the pass, and now he's going to start running a couple blows in here. He's improving his game so much on top. It's interesting to see what area he improves in when he's here. Obviously, now he's trying to increase his punch pass abilities.
Yemeliánenko, a 2-time Russian Sambo champion, something that Nastula has to be aware of. at any moment can attack the legs, although right now just looking to pass the guard. Now just peppering Nastula's head with those short right punches.
See, once again, one of his classic positions where the man on the bottom is trying to hold so he doesn't get hit as much, when in reality he needs to push head and shoulders away and start to maneuver his hips a little bit.
You know, we sing the praises of Pavel Nastula's judo efforts, and certainly we should do just that. But let's not forget Yemeliánenko trained in judo for 10 years and is a black belt. And again, a reminder, you want to purchase Pride Fighting Championships merchandise, DVDs of all the great events of Pride's past, learn more about upcoming events, information on your favorite fighters. All you have to do, log on to pridefc.com. Pridefc.com. So a different game plan here for Alexander Yemeliánenko and Pavel Nastula, who has pulled him into his guard. But Yemeliánenko, who of course has ferocious knockout power, Frank.
Yeah, just absolutely amazing power on his feet. And good job on Nastula to get to the ground as quickly as possible. Of course, I'd like to see him try to do some sweeps, try to get some reversals in here. And I think he's hoping that he's going to wear him down a little bit before he starts to start making his move.
But one could have questioned Yemeliánenko's conditioning when he made his MMA debut by recording a split decision victory over Asuero Silva at Bushido 1. But you cannot question his conditioning any longer, as he has become a lean, mean fighting machine.
Yeah, he really has, and he's still so quick, moves so fast. It's just amazing to see how quick his feet are.
Now they're back on their feet and just testing the waters. An interesting stance, and a looping left misses from Nastula as he's now being hunted and stalked by Yemeliánenko. But look at him now, body lock, and he gets the takedown.
Great job, great work. The classic duck under from wrestling, and right into an armbar position. This could be interesting.
So Nastula now beginning to take it to Yemeliánenko. Yemeliánenko missing with the left and right straights, and Nastula closing the gap again with an over-under situation here, Greco-Roman.
It looked like he just made a decision. It's time to start being a little bit more aggressive, Nastula did, and he stepped in and did a great job.
Nice knee strike there by Yemeliánenko.
Again, great job on getting behind.
Just able to shuck him, now gets the back mount, trying to put the hooks in. Yemeliánenko in a position we're not used to seeing him here in Pride Fighting Championships.
Nastula's a little bit high. If Yemeliánenko try to slide it out the back door, he's going to put Nastula right down and change positions with him. Hopefully Nastula can lock up either an armbar or a reverse triangle lock from here.
You know, for a relative newcomer to mixed martial arts, Pavel Nastula has looked very impressive. First, to Nogueira, now against Yemeliánenko.
He is just one arm pushing that leg up. That's amazing.
And Nastula here along the ropes, looking to try to secure the armbar.
He's got a good shot at getting it here. Look at the flexibility on Yemeliánenko. Look at that flexibility.
Unbelievable. 6'5", and those kicks are finding their target, but Nastula not giving up.
Oh, arms free, but it's still not done yet. Still not done. Great job on countering.
And look at the power of Yemeliánenko's leg. Is that leg strength able to break out of that submission attempt? Wow, you talk about brute strength on the part of Yemeliánenko, now just delivering those kicks. We've got ourselves a battle here.
Great job on both guys. That's absolutely amazing from that position for Alexander to be able to kick.
And the crowd saluting both warriors, Frank, and a nice show of appreciation there. Great sequence between Yemeliánenko and Nastula, embodying the essence of mixed martial arts. You hear Nastula's corner shouting out instructions. He also worked with Daijiro Matsui, actually one of the few times in Pride history the Pride Fighting Championships sent a fighter to work with Nastula, as they obviously were impressed with him as well in his debut against Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira.
Great job getting those strikes through there, and really technically his boxing skills aren't that good, but he's definitely getting these blows through here, showing great hip motion.
Stilo needs to pass the guard, attempting to do so here, but the long limbs of Yemeliánenko working in his favor right now as he has him still trapped in the half guard. Trying to, nice sweep here by Yemeliánenko.
Constant action, never stopping, always trying to improve his position. That's what put him into the full mount. He's in a, Nastula's in a really, really dangerous position right now.
There's a crossface by Yemeliánenko. Nastula now is going to surrender his back here, Frank.
He's got to roll out of this as quick as possible. This is not a good position you want to be in with Alexander.
Closing in on 3 minutes remaining in the first round, and now a reversal there by Nastula. So talk about a seesaw battle in round number 1.
This is a great job. Both these guys are evenly matched. Both these guys are going after using their best techniques to try to attack the other man. Constant aggression. This is really, really good.
Nastula heard all about the reputation Alexander Yemeliánenko has forged here in mixed martial arts. He said he's not afraid of him. He said that if Yemeliánenko was unable to knock him out in the first 2 or 3 minutes, he would be fine. Well, so far so good then for Pavel Nastula.
Absolutely. He got through that first big barrage that he knew was coming and had a great game plan. Is definitely making it work for himself.
Yemeliánenko trying to drop some hammer fists and working, perhaps trying to maneuver here, Frank, for a possible Kimura attempt.
He's got the wrist caught up. He can definitely slide in the elbow. He's got the space.
And there you go. Working at it now. In a dangerous position here for Pavel Nastula. Really beginning trying to cinch in that reverse figure 4, the Kimura.
He's okay, he's okay, he's all right. The position of the shoulder in there, if he just keeps straightening his arm out, he'll be fine in this position, because this is more of a shoulder lock than an elbow problem.
And Yemeliánenko releases the graph. A good point brought up there by the doctor of trigonomics, as that submission attempt went astray, and now Yemeliánenko from the half guard.
It's interesting to see how we talked about Postula's ability to fight all these fights, do all these fights in those days, that Yemeliánenko is really starting to wear him down. You can start to see the fatigue right now.
And that, again, what does that speak to? Yemeliánenko's tremendous conditioning, working with his brother, the Pride World Heavyweight Champion, other members of the Red Devil Fight Club. Talk about a guy who's determined, committed to his sport, continues to just improve, and now ranked amongst the top 10 heavyweights in the world. And I think he's starting to have fun in this MMA game as well. When we first met Alexander Yemeliánenko, he had that, kind of stoic look on his face, not a lot of expression. Now he's smiling more and enjoying himself. And there he goes for the rear naked choke.
It's a little high, though. He's got his chin in there.
He's tapped. He's tapped out.
Oh,
he tapped out. Just like we saw in the opening of the show with the tap dance by the general director, Nobuhiko Takada. A tap of a different variety there at 8 minutes and 45 seconds of the first round. A hard-fought victory for Alexander Yemeliánenko, as we were... I'm reading the paper there, the wrong name. Alexander Yemeliánenko is victorious. And a tremendous win. And again, a great showing for Pavel Nastula. This is only his second fight in MMA. What a future, what a bright future he has.
He's doing such a good job. He's got a little bit too tired in there. He was in the fight the entire time. I think he had, if he just a little bit more time, he'd be able to beat him.
Now, of course, speculation. Let's look into that magic crystal ball of yours, Frank Trick. A new year upon us. Alexander Yemeliánenko, one of the top 10 heavyweights in the world. His brother's a Pride World Heavyweight Champion. Do you think they'd ever fight each other? Because we've heard that there is another tournament coming up in May in Pride Fighting Championships. It may be a heavyweight tournament, may be an open weight tournament. But what Alexander Yemeliánenko told us was that he would, if necessary, fight his brother if they made it to the finals.
I got to tell you what, personally, my personal opinion is I would love to see an absolute tournament, because I love the fact that little guys can come in that are outweighed, supposedly, outpowered, outmuscled, and beat the little guy with submissions and with a better cardio game. I would love to see both the Yemeliánenko brothers fight, and I got to be honest with you, these two guys are competitors. I think they would compete against each other.
Always in the vanguard of MMA evolution, it's Pride Fighting Championships. Another tournament coming up in May. And please, log on to pridefc.com for more information. This one could be very, very interesting. Alexander Yemeliánenko victorious with a rear naked choke to improve to 5-1 in Pride Fighting Championships.
ー200センチ185キロ
Zuluzinho's 26'6'5", 341 pounds, 1-0 in Pride Fighting Championships.
182センチ105.5キロ Yemeliánenko
The Russian experiment, Fiódor Yemeliánenko's 29, 6 feet tall, 233 pounds, undefeated at 11-0, and the current defending and reigning Pride World Heavyweight Champion. And Fiódor Yemeliánenko, of course, meeting Zuluzinho in this, a non-title fight. But you talk about a shockwave, and what a shock it would send around the MMA world were Zuluzinho to upset the Pride World Heavyweight Champion, but that's why they actually fight, Frank. We're about to see what happens.
I'm here to tell you, it's not going to happen.
Well,
Fiódor is going to dispatch this man very quickly.
Having said that, Zuluzinho needs to keep his distance, avoid the takedowns, use the jab, constantly move so he's not an easy target. Look at what he's now. He's right there square to Fiódor Yemeliánenko.
You know, I got to tell you, we're not taking anything away from Fiódor. Oh my gosh, that's it. Oh no. Oh no, square right on the chin, knocked it right down. Quick, that's one of the quickest left hands I think I've ever seen thrown by Fiódor.
And Fiódor Yemeliánenko, an absolute machine. A barrage of hammerfists. Fiódor Yemeliánenko sends a very clear message to everyone.
I mean, not to take anything away from Zulu, but he's just completely overmatched by Fiódor. He's just that good.
26 stunning seconds of action. Fiódor Yemeliánenko demolishes Zuluzinho here at Shockwave.
Oh my gosh. Fiódor is just that good. He's that strong. He's that quick. Just amazing. Just an amazing fighter.
The fans showing their appreciation. I know it's used very liberally, Frank, but we can say without question, a living legend in mixed martial arts, and yes, it is a short history in the world of MMA, but Fiódor Yemeliánenko, the Pride World Heavyweight Champion, is indeed the biggest star in the MMA universe, and the most dangerous one at that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Everybody he steps in front of, anybody he competes against is in for a world of hurt. It will be a big surprise if he loses within any time within the next 2 or 3 years.
I understand that there is a laboratory in the United States at work right now trying to create some kind of specimen that will be able to knock Yemeliánenko off.
I'm hoping it's going to be my son.
And there's an awesome show of sportsmanship. That's great. And you see Zuluzinho holding up the arm, and now the legendary Hey Zulu as well. Fiódor Yemeliánenko. He apologized to Zuluzinho, ever the sportsman, our heavyweight champion. And Frank, we await the translator to give me the information in my headphones, since I failed Russian and Japanese liberally. So he thanks the crowd. Looking forward to a tremendous year 2006.
ファンの方をいつも喜ばせるよう努力しています。できる限りいい試合を今後していきたいと思います。どうもありがとうございました。
And the crowd saluting the superstar. And he just dedicated his victory to the Pride fans here at the Saitama Super Arena and around the world. And talk about a happy new year. Not exactly one for Zuluzinho.
I gotta be honest with you, Mar. I would love to see, of course, Fiódor in the absolute tournament or the heavyweight tournament, whichever happens later on in 2006. Love to see Zulu in there as well if it's an absolute tournament. Would love to get him in there. I would like to see what these guys can do in a tournament action, because tournaments are always a little bit tougher, changes people's styles a little bit. I think it would be a great battle to see Fiódor in there, and of course at the end of that tournament he'll get to say, truly we'll know if he really is as good as I think he is.
It took all of 26 seconds. Fiódor Yemeliánenko victorious at Pride Fighting Shockwave.
Arona, 193センチ、110キロ。
Naoya Ogawa's 37, 6'4", 253 pounds, 4-1 in Pride Fighting Championships.
180センチ、107.5キロ。Yoshida!
Hidehiko Yoshida's 36, 5'11", 225 pounds, 4-3-1 in Pride Fighting Championships, and it looks like Yoshida doesn't want anything to do with their judo past, Frank, because he has shed the gi and he is in full MMA attire. So it's going to be interesting to see how much of a factor this plays on Naoya Ogawa's psyche, because I'm sure Ogawa thought that Yoshida would be wearing that gi.
Great strategy. Incredible strategy. You're not going to wear a judo gi against an incredible judo player like Ogawa. Yoshida was smart to take it off.
They built their rivalry in judo, but they are now set to do battle in the MMA world. Nice overhand right there by Yoshida. As he impressively takes this to Naoya Ogawa. Ogawa with the reach advantage.
Height, reach, weight. It's amazing. Ogawa is, by all intents and purposes, the bigger competitor, but not necessarily going to work very well against a very very quick Yoshida.
People who wonder what the deal is with Naoya Ogawa, well, let me put it this way. His win over Giant Silva at Critical Countdown 2004, the most watched Pride fight in its history here in Japan. The guy, simply put, is a ratings draw.
I like how Yoshida came out right off the bell and started throwing some punches. I think we're going to get to see it again here after the break.
Left jab there delivered by Ogawa. Again, striking not his forte. Look how low his hands are there, Frank. Leaving his exposed.
Ogawa's using his nice long range, his nice reach.
Meanwhile, Yoshida again involved with two titanic struggles with noted striker Wanderlei Silva. Right now they jockey for position with Ogawa bullying him to the ropes. Nice knee there delivered by Yoshida.
Wow. Explosive, very calm, very patient, turned the corner, just started jumping right after it.
Uppercut by Ogawa. They remain in the clinch here. Looking for the inside heel trip is
He got it.
Yoshida, and Ogawa trying to hold on to the ropes, which is, of course, illegal here in Pride.
Great job by Yoshida to get that. That was incredible. I believe I remember my judo right. That on the way down, if the ropes weren't there, it would have been incredibly quick and incredibly hard because of the size difference. Yoshida hit that just so quick and so fast.
Referee, senior official Yuji Shimada, calling for the break, bringing the two fighters back to the center of the ring. Well, they will start in the same position. Ogawa from the bottom now, in the guard. Yoshida, though, posturing, getting back up to his feet here, Frank.
They're doing a great job. I love this new style of ground and pound. A lot of the Pride fighters are starting to use. Big wide base, standing up tall, looking to pass as they're trying to punch. A lot more action.
Ogawa made his Pride debut at Pride 6, submitting Gary Goodrich. Yoshida, of course, has built a reputation here in Pride of taking on all comers, going for that ankle lock.
He's got to turn his hips a little bit to his left and try to extend that knee out. Good job, excellent work. He's got, if he can belly down just a little bit more, he might be able to get it, but Ogawa is so strong in this position, he might be able to pull his heel out. As you can kind of see it underneath there, starting to peek out a little bit.
Ogawa trying to erase the stigma of having lost to Yoshida in judo, and now Ogawa is in the close guard of Yoshida. Just to pop that head out, there he goes, posturing up now, and he'll try to rain down some blows on Yoshida.
Now he's got to remember, Yoshida down here is the shorter guy. Ogawa has a really long reach advantage here. He's got to move him, either get him all the way in or get him all the way off. Right now Yoshida's keeping Ogawa in that middle ground where he can keep getting hit.
It's almost like a spider-like guard here being employed.
Yeah, exactly. You almost have to because of the length difference. You have to use those knees to try to get him way far away. There, Yoshida bringing him all the way in now. Now it's going to be hard for him to hit, but of course now Yoshida can't move so much either.
Ogawa trying to stay busy as Yoshida brings him in close. Referee Shimada calling for action.
Great sweep. Wow.
Indeed by
Great
Yoshida.
to mouth.
And
Has an arm.
For the Americana here. Oh, nice escape by Ogawa, but look at the quickness of Yoshida. Turning around and now raining in some blows there through the guard.
Wow. Whoa, great
Taking a
head
page out of the
kick.
Brazilian playbook.
Got to protect his knee right here and his ankle. He's got his foot kind of in a precarious position. Caught underneath Ogawa. Ogawa's size, if he gets you in a position where he just kind of has a submission, if he can get his weight on it, he can finish it off.
And listen to the crowd as they cheer on their favorites here in a battle of the land of the rising sun of two fighters whose past is very intertwined. A reversal here coming up by Ogawa. Could have tried to pass the guard there again, but now just busy posturing here, Frank.
Good job, both these guys. Keep changing position, staying active, keep moving along.
Midway through round one. Up kick by Yoshida.
I've always found it interesting when the competitors grab the ropes. Both competitors are Japanese, but yet they're giving instructions in English. The judges were.
Smothering Yoshida now. Ogawa with the crossface now. Arching back and going with the rights through the defense of Yoshida. Yoshida along the ropes and trying to grab on there momentarily. There's Yoshida going for
armbar. He sunk that right in. Great job. Oh, he might get this. He might get this. He's got full extension.
There. Yoshida extending the arm of Ogawa. It's over.
Oh my God, incredible.
6 minutes and 4 seconds of the first round. Hidehiko Yoshida in electrifying fashion pulls out that armbar from the bottom, Frank, and at 6:04, Hidehiko Yoshida does it one more time to a Naoya Ogawa, as with memories of what it was like to be with Ogawa at Meiji University, part of the judo team, and then beating him in the 94 All Japan Judo Championship. But here we go again. Talk about, exchanging insults out of the ring, but it's all about respect in the ring, and a good show of sportsmanship there.
This is one of the best things you'll see is the sportsmanship of these fighters after the fights are over. All these competitors in Pride, even the ones that supposedly with the most storied careers against each other, supposedly have this ill will towards each other. Once the fight is over, both guys have mutual respect. It's just absolutely incredible here in Pride to see how these competitors come together after the fights are over.
So when we are going to go through the replay, and it looks like Ogawa may have indeed injured his left arm as he remains on the canvas. And they are tending to Naoya Ogawa right now, taking off his gloves. Hidehiko Yoshida. As we go to the replay now, let's take a look here at the sequence of events and
a good head kick as he's trying to pass through. Yoshida has been doing this the entire time, trying to posture up, trying to keep his momentum going, trying to keep his motion going. As you see the reversal position right here to that armbar, just so quick, just so fast, nice tight position. Has it locked in. He seizes it. You can see Yoshida's almost in a bit of a bad spot the way he is on the bottom against the ropes. Extends his hips a little bit, puts Ogawa, flips him down to the ground. Now he can get full extension to finish it.
And it is over just like that via the armbar submission. One more time, Frank.
I mean, absolutely amazing. You can see how this extension goes. Legs crossed, knees pinched together. Full extension on his arm. Great job by Yoshida to finish Ogawa off of that armbar.
So Hidehiko Yoshida picks up the victory.
I have to say, Murilo looks really good here.
Oh, good knee, Dan Henderson, as he was sprawling, as to not be taken down, and now he's just landing combinations, and that is it. Whoa. That is it.
Him saying, talking about the headbutt and how that influenced the fight doesn't bother me at all. I mean, it doesn't make me feel or look stupid in him claiming that.
I'm not complaining, but people ask me about that. Why are you gonna? I don't gonna lie. You know, I feel what I said what I feel. You know, it's the truth. I got a small surgery in my eye because I got a problem in my vision. You know, because the headbutt's so strong. You know, it's not a excuse. I don't need an excuse. You know.
Just like any other fight, I'm ready to train hard, ready to go. Just gonna go out and try and knock him out like I do everybody else.
I think I can submit him, or I can knock him out, or he can knock me out. You know, it will be hard, or we go to the decision. You know, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. Gonna be hard for both guys. You know.
両選手の国歌を推奏します。皆様、ご起立をお願いいたします。
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand.
And now it's time to rise and respect the playing of the Brazilian and American national anthems.
Bustamante 選手の母国、ブラジル国歌の推奏です。
First, the Brazilian national anthem.
Henderson 選手の母国、アメリカ国歌の吹奏です。
And now for the American national anthem.
You can cut the tension here in the sold-out Saitama Super Arena with a knife. Everyone looking forward to this, the final of the Bushido welterweight tournament.
185センチ、82.3キロ。
Murilo, the Professor Bustamante, is 39, 6'1", 183 pounds, 3-3 in Pride Fighting Championships.
180センチ、82.9キロ。
Dan Hollywood Henderson, 35, 6'1", 183 pounds, 9-4 in Pride. A two-time
Olympian. In his first discipline of wrestling, of course, Murilo Bustamante, a Brazilian jiu-jitsu wizard. A rematch here, Frank, tonight. A controversial bout they had at Total Elimination 2003. Henderson with the flash knockout of Bustamante. Bustamante continues to contend. It was a headbutt that led to Henderson's victory.
Well, you know what? It's a new fight. It's a new day. This is for the final. This is for the World Championship welterweight division. It's time to figure anything that happened in the past and just concentrate on what's happening in front of you right now.
Neither of these gladiators has lost at 183 pounds. History about to be made in Pride Fighting Championships as the Bushido Tournament welterweight final is underway. We talk about Bustamante's submission skills. A nice knee delivered by Henderson, missing with that trademark right of his. But Bustamante, let's not forget, very proficient at boxing as well.
And an excellent job when he was a younger child to go ahead and fight what we consider in America Gold Gloves. Did a great job. Oh, Dan with a great reversal on that sweep there to end up on top. Great work. As I was saying, Bustamante spent a lot of time in the Gold Gloves boxing, working on his hand speed, working on his game when he was a younger child, and of course has brought it back now. He's in mixed martial arts.
Henderson changed up his training for this fight, working with the likes of Mayhem Miller, Quentin Rampage Jackson, Rio Chonan, and Dean Lister. And that name definitely raises some interest. Lister, of course, a Brazilian jiu-jitsu expert as well, having spent time in Brazil. I'm sure he imparted some of his wisdom to Henderson in preparation for another BJJ whiz in Murilo Bustamante.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dan's doing a good job right now of trying to maintain position, keep his arms short, keep his head away so he doesn't get caught in any kind of submission right now.
Has to watch the up kick from Bustamante, and the referee has seen enough. He's going to bring them back up to their feet. Bustamante thought that Henderson would try to keep the fight standing. Bustamante feels really good in his stand-up, but of course is looking to finish this one on the ground with a submission, and he tags him with that jab.
Great strike, great straight jab. Amazing, slipped right through Dan's defense.
Again, under Bushido rules, 1 10-minute, 1 5-minute round. Nice single leg takedown there by Bustamante, and immediately countered with an up kick. And we've got action here now as Henderson goes in, closes the distance, but a great way to kick off a tournament title fight.
Wow, this is amazing. Both these guys are trying to use their best attributes. Dan trying to use his Greco. Bustamante trying to use his foot speed for his long straight punches, using his height a little bit to his advantage. I like to see what they're doing right now. It's good.
Two of the best fighters on the planet at this weight class. Not really surprising that they find themselves contesting the Pride Bushido Welterweight Championship.
I got to tell you what, right now it looks like Bustamante is a little more relaxed. Whether he truly is or not, he's selling a little bit better with bouncing around, keeping his feet light. He seems to be a little more relaxed than Dan is. I wonder if that's actually true.
Members of Team Quest instructing Henderson to circle. The good takedown defense there. And again, a highly decorated American wrestler. Talked about being a two-time Olympian.
Now, everyone remembers Dan went to the Olympics in the sport of Greco-Roman. Let's not forget, he had a good college career at the Arizona State University as well, so he understands how to defend the leg attacks as well.
You're right, he was a 1988 USA Junior
Oh, he's got a guillotine
champion.
locked in a little bit.
Bustamante just pulling him in the corner, but yes, looking for that guillotine, now releasing the grip. Actually, you have a litany of titles when it came to Dan Henderson's college wrestling career. And now parlaying that successful wrestling background into a very successful MMA career as well, as the referee now calls for the break.
Gets him out of the corner, wants to see a little bit more action. I agree with him.
In 2005, Brazilian top team celebrated its 5th anniversary. You can imagine the celebrations if Murilo Bustamante were to cop the Bushido welterweight tournament title. Nice inside leg kick there, delivered by Henderson, trying to distract Bustamante, but Bustamante did take the bait.
Bustamante doing a great job right now of ducking Dan's right, staying right outside of Henderson's right hand, right outside of his left hook. He's doing excellent work right now.
Very cautious opening few minutes. This first round again, with so much on the line, so much at stake. Each of them wanting to stick with their game plan in hopes of landing that championship belt.
He's measured up for that big right hand, just trying to get it landed in there.
Now you can see Bustamante trying to pummel the inside, breaking that grip as he now turns the tables, and Henderson now being moved into the corner by Bustamante. But you're right, it really a stalemate here between Henderson and Bustamante, looking for the inside trip. Bustamante brings him to the ground.
Great job by Bustamante right there to get Dan to the ground. Just sidestepped a little bit. Dan got caught with his feet flat. Henderson doesn't want to be here with Bustamante. He definitely needs to get up right now. He needs to get off the ground right now.
We're halfway through round number 1, and again, under Bushido rules, 1 10-minute round, but only 1 5-minute round added on to that. So again, the mandate is action, sustained action. And you're right, Bustamante definitely in his domain here against Henderson. Is again the ropes. They're trying to extricate Henderson. As you can see his right leg between the roll. Now, yes.
Yeah. Henderson's in trouble here. He's got to move a little bit. Great job at getting back out. Oh, excellent work. Up kick and good. Got great separation. Good job by Dan. Great job by Bustamante, too. Really trying to use Danny's precarious position against the ropes to get into a full mount.
And you see the smashing effect of that kick there by Bustamante missing, and that is a playbook, a page out of the Brazilian playbook. And there's a kick by Bustamante. Henderson, nice heel strike to the thigh.
This is turning out to be an incredible fight. Positions, I thought this would be a completely reserved position right now. I thought Dan would be on top, Bustamante would be on the ground doing the exact same thing that the other guy is doing.
How many times have we seen that before in the highly unpredictable and wonderful world of mixed martial arts? And that's what it's all about. Another kick by Bustamante. Henderson swiveling underneath, but you're right, Henderson needs to get back up on his feet.
His best position is on his feet against Bustamante right now. He needs to tire him out a little bit more by getting on his feet, getting a little distance, and trying to get a couple left-rights in there.
Bustamante looking to cross-face, breaking the grip of Henderson. Needs to pass that half guard and go to work like an artist on a canvas. And indeed, he's painted many Brazilian jiu-jitsu masterpieces on the canvas known as the Pride Ring. Nice knee strike there by Henderson.
Good job. Henderson's doing a great job of using some really strange positions to score some good points. Bustamante, of course, always incredible on top. Tight hips right now, looking to dig for that arm.
And looking for the arm there. Possible attempt at a key lock, but Henderson very aware, constantly moving on the bottom. Now some right hands delivered by Bustamante. But you're right, not used to seeing Henderson on his back in the butt scoop position with a guy like Murilo Bustamante up top him, and there he takes out his base.
Missed with that attempted body kick again.
You can tell that both these fighters are veterans. And now Henderson looking to employ leg lock, but you can see that there's no wasted movement. Everything is done with pinpoint precision. Everything very methodical.
Trying to, everything that they do is either set up for something else or that's the exact position they're trying to get into. It's just amazing to watch these two guys work.
2.5 minutes remaining in round number 1. Bustamante going back to work now, and Henderson's butterfly guard.
He's got to push. Dan's got to get some separation in here. Bustamante needs to try to go ahead and pass that butterfly guard right now and get into side control.
Henderson looking for the sweep, but Bustamante, good balance and positioning there now. Lau on his feet, looking to pass the guard, and you can hear his corner, Brazilian top team, telling him to do just that. But now Henderson with those low up kicks, and that can take out a patella tendon quick.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It catches that just above the thigh a little bit. It'll definitely give you a couple of knee problems here later on in the evening.
All right, both fighters now back up on their feet, and let's see what Henderson and Bustamante are able to accomplish here. Henderson feinting the attack. Nice counter left there by Henderson.
He's a step and be aggressive with his throws right now, Henderson does. You can't let Bustamante see, he got double underhooks.
It's interesting, the accomplished Greco-Roman wrestler having some troubles right now with Murilo Bustamante.
He really is. It's the second time. Oh my, it's the second time he's been taken down. I'm completely surprised that he's able to take him down as easily as he has.
Now Bustamante picking up the intensity, delivering those strikes. Now Henderson, I want to say maybe maneuvering for an arm triangle there, but in Henderson's playbook, submissions aren't the biggest thing, but he has great submission defense. Again, looking at a leg attack there. But again, who knows, working with the likes of Dean Lister, you're going to pick up a lesson or two in BJJ.
He really needs to get back up to his feet. He's got to move his head away.
45 seconds remaining now, the final minute of round number 1, and the referee once again is going to bring them back up to their feet. we've seen Henderson in the past, again, suffer from different ailments. I mean, his conditioning is always peak, but you saw that he was quite slow to get up, but maybe just playing possum, because here he is on the attack right now.
He does look a little tired right now, and I'm really surprised to see it. You kind of see in his face, the way he's holding his head, he seems to be just a little bit tired right now, and I'm kind of interested to see what the deal is with that.
Bustamante now working from the bottom and actually has a chance here to sweep. He rolls to his right, but there is the bell to signal the end of round number 1. And an interesting 10 minutes it was, but I guess if you want to use the analogy, both of them taxing the runway, looking for liftoff in the second round, Frank.
Well, both these guys need to start doing what they know a little bit better. You know, Bustamante was scoring with the straight punches. He needs to keep using those straight punches. Dan is only throwing one punch at a time. He's either throwing a big left or a big right, and he's just trying to do a couple of 3-4 punch combinations to set himself up. On the bottom, I need to see Dan move a little bit more. He tends to be happy to be sitting down there. As you can see, one of those straight punches sneaking right through right here on the replay right now.
Nice.
Dan didn't get his hand across as well, but it's still, you know, he was active there earlier, but as we got later in the round, he wasn't as active, and he spent a lot of time in this position.
Oh, man.
And that was just one of 2 kicks that he took to the head in that position. You know, I'd like to see him move a little bit more and get off his back.
And that kick grazing the side of the head, maybe not lucky for Henderson, didn't get the full effect of what he had planned, but again, a scoring blow nevertheless, and a good first round. Again, the fight is judged in its entirety, but who would you give the advantage to in that opening 10 minutes?
Got to give it to Bustamante right now as a whole. He just seemed to do a little bit more damage with those head kicks. He seemed to be a little bit more aggressive. Took Dan down twice, which was unpredicted. You know, didn't think he was going to be aggressive on his feet like that, and got Mr. Henderson down to the ground. And right now, I just got to give the lead to Mr. Bustamante.
For you trivia buffs out there, Henderson knocked out Renzo Gracie at Pride 13, the first time a Gracie had been KO'd. Of course, Gracie's known for their style of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Murilo Bustamante putting his own spin on the great art known as the gentle art of Jiu-Jitsu, and so far giving Dan Henderson all he can handle as the final round is underway. We are 5 minutes or less away from crowning the Bushido welterweight tournament champion.
Just so you know, Mauro, if you've ever been rear naked choked or armbarred or triangle choked, there's nothing gentle about it.
Nice uppercut there by Henderson as now he takes the fight to Bustamante, and there you see him.
Great
back
job.
into the guard as it looked like Bustamante's momentum was going to put him on top, but a great job, like you say, of Henderson recovering.
What that happened at that point is that Bustamante kind of stopped. He thought he had the takedown. He stopped about 75% into it. Dan never gave up the position. He always wanted to fight his way through it and ended up on top.
But he needs to pass the guard here now, and with the open guard, an up kick finds its target, but here's an opportunity now for Henderson to try to sidestep the bicycle kicks of Bustamante and get into side control. Not going to get an opportunity. Referee going to bring them back up to their feet. You know, Bustamante in this tournament has really utilized his boxing skills very well. And now the body lock and looking for that Greco-Roman throw is Henderson, but you see Bustamante again, pummel go underneath.
Pummel right in. Oh, great job by Dan. Good spinning takedown. It wasn't a full mount, but you know, didn't end up keeping the position.
You saw Bustamante there momentarily, I'm sure, looking at probably trying to isolate Henderson's left arm and go for a Kimura, but Henderson quick to get back up to his feet. And again, easy for us to predict from where we're sitting, Frank, but you're a fighter. You know what it's about. Does Henderson appear to be tiring you?
He does seem to be tired a little bit, but you know, it's kind of weird that he's one of those guys that always kind of look tired even when he competed in Greco-Roman. But he seems to be a little bit more tired tonight than what I've seen him in the past.
And you can see Bustamante now picking his shots and finding the target, which is Henderson's face. Some good combinations being delivered here by Murilo Bustamante.
Using his length incredibly, using his long reach to get in there and get a hold of Dan.
And it's interesting, they're both 6'1". Yes,
Dan's
he was cut from one of those blows that in the previous sequence, being the same height, but you're right, Bustamante with the reach advantage. Closing in at the midway point of this, the final round for the Bushido Welterweight Tournament Championship. Henderson holding a victory, albeit a controversial one, over Bustamante. Bustamante hoping to bring that tournament title back to Brazil.
I'm truly amazed right now with Bustamante's skill on his feet, using his straight punches. The game he's been playing so far, his strategy against Dan Henderson has been incredible right now.
And he's neutralized Henderson as he has him in the corner. Doing some cosmetic work there, cleaning up Dan Henderson's face. And Henderson, I think, even asked the referee something there, and I'm not a lip reader, but I wondered if he asked him.
Oh, wow.
There's a nice right hand by Henderson.
Oh, he's rocked.
On the knee.
He's rocked. Oh my gosh, that was incredible. That was a great series, and look at Bustamante still having enough position about him to grab onto Dan to get himself recovered.
And it's interesting, if Henderson did indeed ask how much time is left, if he wasn't saving himself up for this burst of events. We are now 3 minutes and 23 seconds into this, the final round, and Henderson looking to pass the half guard and go into side control, but yes, momentarily turning the tables on what has been a methodical performance by Murilo Bustamante.
Did a great job, went into him with a couple punches, got him kneed him in the head, hit him again, took him right down. I would like to see Dan sit up right now and start to really try to do a little bit of ground and pound. Use that little bit of wrestler's control to hold that spot.
But there you go, you bring up a point. He did land the right, landed the knee strike, and then now forced to stop here in the guillotine position. A couple of knees down, that brings Bustamante back down, although it looks like Bustamante just wanted to take it to the ground there. We are heading into the final minute. They have to unleash the fury within now, Frank.
In this position, Dan can take his left hand, post up on Bustamante's head, and start weighing down. Henderson can start doing blows with his left knee if he can get post up on Bustamante's head with his left hand.
Dan Henderson trying to deliver more knee strikes to the head of Murilo Bustamante. 45 seconds remaining now. Henderson with more knee strikes. Things becoming very
great job
intense
on the break to go ahead and throw another right hand, and this is incredible.
And the Brazilian top team corner there on their feet, shouting instructions out to Murilo Bustamante. Henderson now goes for the takedown. Good job by Bustamante.
Good takedown defense. Excellent work on him. Move his hips around to keep away for Bustamante to keep it on his feet.
We're 15 seconds away from crowning the
Good takedown defense. Excellent work on him. Move his hips around to keep away for Bustamante to keep it on his feet.
We're 15 seconds away from crowning the Bushido welterweight tournament champion. Is it going to be Brazil's Murilo Bustamante or America's Dan Henderson? 5 seconds left. We are going to the scorecards. And what a flurry to finish out the fight. And both respective corners jump up in celebration. Great sportsmanship there as the two gladiators embrace in the center of the ring. Oh, this one's going to be tough.
Tough fight. It's going to be tough work for the judges to try to figure this one out. It was really close. Both guys an incredible job. Both guys at the end started forcing their game plan. Of course, Murilo Bustamante was a little bit more aggressive, seemed to keep it together a little bit earlier. A great punching coming through here at the end of the second. And that big right brings him down, knee right to the face, knocks Murilo down. That definitely put Murilo right to his back. Great job with those knees, and the right is what set it up.
When you look at the criteria, effort to finish the fight by knockout or submission, damage to your opponent, standing combination and ground control, takedown and defense, and aggressiveness. Don't mean to put you on the spot, Mr. Trigg, but I'm going to. Who do you think wins this fight and becomes the Bushido welterweight tournament champion?
Geez, you know, it's hard for me because I'm kind of biased towards Dan Henderson. I know I'm not supposed to have a bias, but I like him so much. He and I have wrestled together and been friends for a long time. But I think Murilo Bustamante stole this one. You know, really was a little bit more aggressive to get the win.
Appreciate your honesty, sir. And now we are going to go to the official decision. The crowd here, the Saitama Super Arena, await the announcement. See the reaction on Henderson's face. It's going to be a split decision.
Oh my God! He wins!
Can you see? Dan Henderson is the Bushido welterweight tournament champion. And there's more sportsmanship and respect from Murilo Bustamante. A tremendous night. You could see the natural excitement from Frank Trigg. But what a battle. And to a nicer guy, the belt could not go to an American hero. Dan Henderson is the Bushido welterweight tournament champion.
Oh, I am so happy for Dan Henderson right now. You have no idea how long he tried to get a belt, tried to win, to call himself a world champion, both in Olympic wrestling and in MMA, and tonight is his night.
He was the winner of the UFC 17 four-man lightweight tournament. He won a 1999 Rings King of Kings tournament, but nothing compares to the feelings Henderson is experiencing right now. He is a champion in Pride Fighting Championships. Well, he quipped to us that he was looking for a belt to hold up his pants after losing so much weight. Well, there you go, my friend. A nicer looking belt you will not find, Dan Henderson. Great show of support there for Murilo Bustamante. At Pride Fighting Championship Shockwave, Dan Henderson of Team Quest of the United States of America is a Pride champion. Let's hear from the champ.
I'm very, very thrilled to get this belt. It's my first championship belt ever. I've been fighting in Pride for 5 years and been fighting a few years before that. So it's been a long time coming for me, and to have a chance to fight a great fighter like Murilo Bustamante, it was an honor for me to fight in Pride against such a tough opponent and for the belt. And hopefully I will be a great champion for Pride in the next few years. Thank you very much. It's been an honor to fight in Japan again.
You know, Frank, in a day and age where the sports pages resemble more of a police blotter than statistics and game stories, it is moments like this that makes you just feel good all over that you're a fan and a part of this wonderful sport. Dan Henderson, what a great story. And what a champion I'm sure he will be. Dan Henderson, the winner of the Bushido Welterweight Tournament Championship, here at Pride Fighting Championship Shockwave.
First off, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Finally got that belt you've been waiting for so long.
Yeah, it was a tough fight too. I was a little surprised at myself. I got stuck on bottom and just wasn't moving real well, but I pulled it out towards the end, almost finished him 3 times in the fight, so I was pretty happy with that. I didn't think it was that close to get a split decision, but I'm not judging either.
What'd you think about, obviously you got the little cut there, what'd you think about his boxing abilities? Did he surprise you at all?
No, I knew he was going to be tough. I just thought he was going to be lacking the power, which is basically what decided the fight. I think I landed probably just as much or more than him, but I had him hurt. I had a lot more power on my punches than he did.
Congratulations, man. You deserve it.
Thank you very much.
僕は後輩に当たりますから、もう胸を借りるつもりでですね、小細工なくですね、思い切ってぶつかる。もう兄弟喧嘩でね、お兄ちゃんに弟がかかっていくようなね、そういう心境ですから、楽って言えば楽なんですね。
まあ別になんつうかまあでもそういう意味ではまあね同じ道場出身が一緒なんでまあそういう意味ではまあそうやって思ってますけどね兄弟と思ってますけどまあお互いがお互いを知ってるだけにねそういうなんつうか気を張ってああだこうだっていうのは言ってないっす別に言いたくないっす別にもう自然になるようになるし、もう先にパンチ当たった方が倒れるんだからって
必ず KO で勝ちます。
10年以上やってるからなんかもうあんまりこう落ち着いてなんてことなくやれちゃうんですよね。だけどゴミとかはまだそんなキャリアもなんていうかそこまでないしまああってもそんなね、プライドでねそこまで俺からすらないし自分も若い時ああいう感じだったけれどもそういう意味で慌ててるだけじゃねえかって
試合に先立ちまして誇りをかけて戦う両選手の国歌君が代を吹奏します。皆様ご起立お願いいたします。
And at this time we will hear the Japanese national anthem. Bushido is the way of the warrior, and two more deserving warriors you will not find. Takanori Gomi and Hayato Maha Sakurai. Listen to this crowd, Frank. Already on their feet. Hayato Maha Sakurai is 35'8", 160 pounds, 5'2" in Pride Fighting Championships. Takanori Fireball Kid Gomi's 27, 5'8", 154 pounds, undefeated in Pride at 9-0. We talk about the samurais. We talk about the warriors that are Gomi and Sakurai, Frank. And this has to be a very poignant and emotional moment for Pride President Nobuyuki Sakigabara, General Director Nobuhiko Takada, and everyone here in Japan, because Japanese history about to be made. The first Japanese Pride champion is about to be crowned.
This is absolutely amazing. One of the best fights. This probably will be the best fight of this evening. It's incredible to watch how quick these two guys are going to start.
They both trained at Kiguchi Dojo. Sakurai the senior, Gomi the junior. As you mentioned, the big brother, little brother. And this epic battle is underway. Bushido lightweight tournament final here at the Saitama Super Arena. Gomi, known for his boxing prowess, a lot of people believe that his one weakness, if there is such a thing, is taking him to the ground, where, of course, Sakurai is very dangerous, but there he was just rocked by a shot.
Yeah, no kidding. Both these guys are absolutely incredible on their feet. They throw wild looping punches, but if any one of these punches connect, the fight is over.
And of course, Sakurai known for his lethal low kicks. Nice exchange there. Kick by Sakurai.
Sakurai so patient, so calm, always keeps his ability going. And when he was kicking me those leg kicks when we fought, it was absolutely amazing. Every one of those kicks hurt. Every single kick hurts.
Gomi has been working on his kick defense and punching practice. Trained in karate at Bushinjuku, boxing at Sagamihara Yonakura Gym, wrestling with Kokushikan University Wrestling Team. He is primed and he is ready. Known as Mr. Bushido. But Hayato Maha Sakurai is hoping to spoil Gomi's party here at Shockwave. Nice inside kick, and you know that one stung.
Oh, quick and fast.
Nice shot there by Gomi. Sakurai looking for the tie clinch. Gomi right away, creating that distance.
And these guys are doing a great job. Stick within their game plans. You can see that neither one's getting rattled no matter what happens. We see it so often, when somebody gets hit, all of a sudden they get thrown out of their game plan. They're not sure how to stay in there. Both these guys have been hit a little bit. Oh, wow.
Unstoppable exchange there between Sakurai and Gomi. Both of them coming to lay it all on the line tonight.
Both guys are bringing this. I like Gomi's action. He's always stepping forward. Sakurai's always trying to move left and right. Keep Gomi off balance a little bit.
Nice counter punch there by Sakurai, coming back with the left. And you can hear Matt Hume again, the engineer of this new Maha Sakurai at AMC Pancration, shouting out instructions. Another good kick there by Sakurai.
He's doing a great job, just an amazing job keeping Gomi at bay, keeping Gomi off, keeping him a little bit frustrated. Every time he sets it, you know Sakurai will start to move again, so Gomi can't get any good solid punches off.
Gomi able to deliver that left right through the guard, however, and still in the feeling out process here in round number one. Again, Bushido rules, 1 10-minute round, 1 5-minute round, another left hand, that backs Sakurai up. Gomi rushes in now as they clinch in the corner. Nice!
Oh, against the ropes though.
Landed his head into the canvas, but it's Gomi that now has Sakurai in trouble.
Yeah, Sakurai had a great job on that throw, ended up right against the ropes, and that was the problem. He couldn't finish the throw because the ropes got in the way.
And Gomi now looking for the rear naked choke.
He's got both hooks in, got a good position.
And this is indeed dangerous territory for Hayato Maha Sakurai, as Takanori Gomi getting more and more intense with each and every strike. He's looking to the referee. How much more do you want me to dish out?
You know, a lot of these punches, it looks like a lot of action. I tell you what, they're not doing much damage though. These punches aren't doing a lot of damage.
I wonder if you ask Hayato Maha Sakurai what he would say to that, but I know what you're saying. I mean, he's still surviving for the time being, but again, gives up his back.
Oh, he's got both hooks in deep. Bad position. Sakurai's got to get one of his legs. There we go. He gets one leg out.
By Gomi. Gomi now trying to pass the guard, just getting back to his feet, avoiding that up kick. Sakurai is still very
he's
shaky.
looped a little bit. He's tired.
And he gets knocked again. Sakurai is down.
It's over.
And
oh my gosh, it's over.
Fashion. Takanori Gomi is undefeated, and with this perfect 10th victory, Takanori Gomi becomes Bushido Tournament lightweight champion. Gomi is unstoppable.
That is incredible. I gotta tell you what, Sakurai came up a little bit tired, a little bit out of sorts. He came up, got hit with 3 great punches by Gomi to finish the fight. Incredible work.
3 minutes and 36 seconds of the opening round. Takanori Gomi systematically decimates Hayato Sakurai. Maybe in some people's eyes a bit anticlimactic, but please don't for a moment think that Hayato Sakurai didn't deserve to be in this fight. But on this night, Takanori Gomi, the Fireball Kid, incinerated him.
Wow, you know, I just love how both these guys are tremendous competitors. Sakurai is absolutely amazing, has great spirit, has great heart, an incredible fighter, just absolutely amazing fighter. Ran into a brick wall of Gomi tonight and just couldn't find the door to get through. Ended up getting knocked out, but just an incredible fight.
Pride Fighting Championships now has 2 undefeated champions. In Fiódor Yemeliánenko, the Pride World Heavyweight Champion, and now for the first time in its history, a native son of Japan, Takanori Gomi, who at 10-0, becomes the first ever Pride Bushido Lightweight Tournament Champion.
初代ライト級チャンピオン、ゴミ高則選手にチャンピオンベルトの贈呈です。
And there you see Nobuhiko Takada putting the belt around the waist of Takanori Gomi. And Frank, a better feeling a fighter cannot experience in his career than the one we just saw transpire between Nobuhiko Takada and Takanori Gomi.
I gotta tell you what, Murad, I don't know myself because I missed 2 times that I had a shot. I don't know that feeling.
You're much too hard on yourself, my man. You're one of the great fighters in your weight class, and we now hear from another great in his respective weight class. Very proud to be the first Japanese champion and fighting for his country and fighting against Hayato Sakurai, a man who he has a lot of history with. Again, remember, back at the Kaguchi Dojo, Sakurai was his senior. And for him to beat him for the first Japanese title here in Pride, that's got to mean something as well, Frank.
You know, it's incredible. The first Japanese champion Pride has ever had. To be able to beat a guy that you used to train with when you were younger, I mean, there's no better feeling than making this come tonight.
He is thanking the people involved with Kaguchi Dojo. Now really just going back to his roots. You see the crowd saluting Takanori Gomi. He delivered the knockout, didn't want it to go to the judges, so he delivered on that promise.
And this is a kid. He's got a kid in the candy store. He's absolutely incredibly happy just to win this belt tonight. So refreshing to see a professional athlete just happy to compete and to win in his field of play.
The Bushido Tournament, one of the greatest events in MMA history, is now over. Takanori Gomi, the Bushido Lightweight Tournament champion, the first Japanese champion in Pride, and Dan Henderson, the Bushido Welterweight Tournament champion, delivering the belt back to the United States. And the crowd here, new year, same great action that only the #1 MMA organization in the world can deliver. Pride Fighting Championships, Shockwave.
Arona 175センチ 88.5 キロ Minowa
Ikuhisa, the punk Minowa, is 29, 5'9", 181 pounds, 6-5 in Pride Fighting Championships.
180センチ 92.8 キロ
The Gracie Hunter, Kazushi Sakuraba, 37, 6 feet tall, 190 pounds, 17-8-1 in Pride Fighting Championships. Minowa says it's an extreme honor to be fighting one of his country's most beloved sports stars. His personal theme for the fight, and let's face it, Minowa always has a personal theme, is the last match of his 20s. He's 29 years of age, and what an encounter we are about to see.
For at least, this fight will definitely have the most colorful sets of shorts that we've seen here tonight.
And already the gamesmanship has begun. Sakuraba requested the fight with Minowa, thinking the two of them will deliver a very exciting match. And Minowa already firing the first salvo. Good takedown defense exhibited here by Sakuraba, stuffing the double leg takedown attempt, and now going immediately to the guillotine.
Great job, jumping right into it. It's a nice and tight, too. He's got it sunk in pretty deep. Minowa's in a lot of trouble right here.
Sakuraba petitioned to fight the man in the red pants. Of course, everyone thought that it would be his bitter rival, Kiyoshi Tamura. Negotiations did not go through with that fight, so he took on the other guy in the red pants.
Great job
by Minowa, and look what Minowa did tonight, though. Not wearing his typical red pants. In fact, has the flag of Japan emblazoned on his trunks.
He's wearing a pair of tidy whities, it seems like to me.
Look at that exchange to kick off the fight, and the crowd electrified here at the Saitama Super Arena. As you see Minowa now in the guard of Sakuraba. Sakuraba working with Shooter Box Academy in Brazil, learning the Shogun kick, which is the double spin kick we saw Mauricio Shogun deliver against Ricardo Arona in the middleweight tournament. Also has the Jiro-san in his bag of tricks, which is a flying knee kick. And the jump, which, well, I guess that explains it right there. The jump high in the air, and then you end up with a foot to the head. So Kazushi Sakuraba, an innovator, an entertainer, and right now working from the bottom against Ikuhisa Minowa.
For a moment there, I thought you were going to break out in a song.
Well, yeah, or, you know, with apologies to Chris Cross. It's not about jumping and jumping tonight, although this place is jumping with Minowa and Sakuraba in the center of the ring. Again, two of the biggest fan favorites in Pride Fighting Championships. To tell you the truth, when Sakuraba petitioned to fight the guy in the red pants, I thought, what? Sakuraba doesn't want to beat up Santa Claus.
Santa Claus? Red? Oh, I get it. Santa Claus has red pants on.
Minowa now working from the closed guard of Sakuraba. Although it's a bit of a stalemate now here in the center of the ring. Senior official Yuji Shimada overseeing the proceedings.
This is kind of strange for Sakuraba on the bottom. He's had that closed guard the entire time he's been down. He really hasn't moved at all.
You know, Sakuraba is not one to sing the praises of his opponents in the past, but he put Minowa over as a high-quality opponent. And you know the story on Sakuraba, always fighting a bigger opponent. Right now, fighting for the first time, not only a Japanese fighter, but someone his size.
Yeah, which is a testament to Sakuraba. His long career has always been guys tremendously larger than him and always foreigners.
All right, the fight going to be brought back up to its feet. 10% being docked from Kazushi Sakuraba. And look at Minowa. Looks like he's reloading his quick, if you will, wanting to fire another arrow in the form of a right hand. Now coming straight ahead and tags him with the right as Sakuraba missed with a counter uppercut.
Doing a great job of trying to stay in the pocket, but Sakuraba still is backing up too much, guys. Back against the ropes again.
Looking for the Kimura there was Sakuraba, but brought down now by Minowa. Minowa trying to establish dominant position here on the top.
Trademark, oh, he's got locked in again. His trademark Kimura. Anytime Sakuraba gets his position around your arm, you are in danger. Minowa's got to move his body a little bit, has to move his hips to his left to kind of protect his hand. Get his hand kind of inside of his thigh to hold that arm from coming out. Sakuraba pulls that hand out, gets it behind his back. This fight could be over.
You know, Sakuraba has been plagued with injuries over the last couple of years. Again, going back to the testament about fighting bigger opponents, but he seems to be rejuvenated since hooking up with the Vonage Shooter Box Academy in Brazil. And now looking at trying to execute that Kimura on Ikuhisa the Punk Minowa, who is indeed a world traveler when it comes to training. He's spent time with the Brazilian top team. He's spent time in the United States and Canada. Look at him now, high crotch pickup there by Minowa.
Great job, great position. Has his hips a little bit too far out there. Needs to get his hips buried in. Oh! Sakuraba looks like he's trying to work a little bit of a toe hold down there. He has a little trick he does. He tries to get a hold of the, gives a little ankle pop if you guard the Kimura too much.
Sakuraba's submission skill second to none. Slowly position an opponent until the opportunity for the submission presents itself, at which point I'll expect him to explode with a submission attempt similar to a snake.
Wow, great job. Minowa jumped right around into a knee bar. Incredible job. He's about to get an ankle lock too, but he tries to work it.
Yeah, but Sakuraba doesn't appear to be in any kind of trouble right now.
He is now.
Turning all around.
Great job.
Very flexible, very agile, and again, the veteran not worrying, not panicking, and that is the secret to success when faced with this predicament, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. The more you panic, the harder it's going to become. You have to relax yourself from there and really take your time getting yourself out of this position.
Right hand delivered by Sakuraba. We're midway through round number 1. And again, a split crowd here at the Saitama Super Arena. You hear chants for Sakuraba, chants for the new school hero, Ikuhisa the Punk Minowa.
Yeah, right now, Sakuraba's really not in that much trouble in this position, just because his knee's bent, his ankle's free. Really, the Minowa is really trying to keep his hands up by his head, so Sakuraba can't really punch him. And every time he tries to attack that ankle, as you can see, he's sliding it out a little bit more. He just punches him in the head, and he has to guard up again.
You know, Sakuraba requesting Minowa as an opponent, kind of showing some real respect. They're giving Minowa the opportunity to really establish himself as a great fighter. Nice move there, the float over into side control by Sakuraba.
Great job, covering up the head, got his hips in tight, so Minowa can't get back in the guard. Now we just got to see what he's going to do with it.
By the way, these two know each other very well, as Minowa trained with Sakuraba at the Takata Dojo until November of 2005. Spinning around again, now into north-south position, going the opposite side to side control. Now Minowa gives him his back, Frank.
Jeez, here we are again. A lot of this happens, and it's right in this position right away. The Punk has to roll and get out. The longer he sits in this position, the easier it is for Sakuraba to tighten it up, get, of course, in my opinion, one of the most unfortunate moves you can be in a rear naked choke.
As one hook in does Sakuraba. Minowa, of course, coming off an appearance in the Bushido welterweight tournament, where he avenged his earlier loss to Phil Baroni before being stopped by Murilo Bustamante. Now he is in danger of being stopped here by Kazushi Sakuraba.
Minowa's a tough opponent. You know, he really needs to slide himself off to his right, get his back off of Sakuraba's chest to get himself free.
He's tough and a little on the eccentric side. Of course, that is if you don't think stopping baseballs in a batting cage with your body isn't eccentric, Frank.
I don't think Happy Gilmore thinks it's eccentric, so, you know, I'm going to go ahead and say no, it's pretty normal.
Of course, Minowa has also tried to outrun an airplane, and very unorthodox in his training habits, but his habits in training and his fighting style and personality have endeared him to the fans here in Japan and fans all over the world, in fact. And one of those performers, one of those fighters that may not have the greatest record, Frank, but always puts on a show in that ring.
And always fights with a complete heart and complete spirit. Every time he comes out, he truly tries to give you a great, not only entertainment for him walking down when he first gets his name announced, but all the way through the fight, always trying to give you the best entertainment value that you can get.
Okay, Sakuraba now here trying to really sink in that rear naked choke, and for a moment there, looked like he had good positioning on it, but now the arm is trapped there. What is your philosophy? What is your thinking when it comes to having the arm trapped and securing the rear naked choke? Some fighters say that it's almost impossible. Others say, well, it can be done. So what are your thoughts?
Well, for me, because I'm so broad through my shoulders and my neck is so thick that it's very difficult if you have my arm in that sequence to catch me in a choke. But on the other hand, because my neck is so thick and my shoulders so broad, if you take the arm out, as many people have seen in the past, it's very easy to actually catch me in that choke.
What can Minowa do right now from this position? As you see now Sakuraba working on the side. There it is. I guess he's done exactly what I was hoping you'd tell me he was going to do. Right now, a great reversal and sweep there by Sakuraba. So we're right back where we started from.
So I really hate when they do that, because it makes me not be able to explain what they need to do, and they do it on their own. It really upsets me.
Kind of makes the position of color commentator obsolete, does it not?
It absolutely does.
No.
Oh, great job getting to his feet. Nice job taking his back.
Sakuraba tries to secure that left arm once again as we are heading into the final 60 seconds of the opening 10 minutes between this, well, fan favorite match here in Pride Fighting Championships. Two of Japan's more popular MMA fighters, Kazushi Sakuraba and Ikuhisa the Punk Minowa. It's part of Shockwave.
Great job on Sakuraba to get this thing locked up. He could pull us out. His hands are broken. See, you want to guard it by blocking your hands together to keep Sakuraba from bringing his hands.
There he finally pops out the arm, and this could spell trouble for Minowa. 45 seconds left. Is he going to be able to survive this Kimura attempt by Kazushi Sakuraba? Oh, and it's being bent at a very harsh degree. Look at the angle here. Minowa trying desperately to fight out of this predicament. The fans rallying behind him. 20 seconds. And he was unable to last 20 more seconds for Ikuhisa Minowa. The pain was just too much, and Kazushi Sakuraba picks up the submission victory via Kimura.
An incredible position, just an incredible position to be in. He fought it for probably longer than most other people could ever have fought it.
9 minutes and 39 seconds of the first round. Kazushi Sakuraba improves to 18-8-1 in his tremendous Pride career as he submits his chosen opponent, Ikuhisa the Punk Minowa. The two warriors embrace. The crowd gives them an appreciative round of applause. So still at the age of 37, having endured some of the more legendary battles in MMA here in Japan, Kazushi Sakuraba is putting himself back in the forefront here. 2 wins in a row over Ken Shamrock and now Ikuhisa Minowa.
Now, let me go back just for a minute, Murilo.
We're going to watch the replay here, and you can take us through it.
These Kimuras are so tight, especially once they get outside your hip. It's really, really hard to get back. As we see here, stepping in early in the fight, both guys are stepping in head down and throwing as hard as they possibly can. The Kimura that he eventually gets caught in, once it's outside your hip behind your back, it's just like most of us would see in America, the police officer putting his arm behind your back to get ready to handcuff you. That's basically the position you're in. The reason why we use it is because it's very difficult. You have no power anymore on your shoulder. It's all the front of your shoulder trying to hold yourself in, and it's very weak. The further it goes up your back, the harder it is for anybody like myself that has older brothers. You kind of get the position because they put you in it all the time when you're a kid. Right here, as you see his right arm, Minowa's right arm is out. It's sliding up further and further up his back. I'm surprised he lasted this long. My shoulders are so tight. Basically, once it hits the middle of my back, I have to tap. He held a lot longer. I mean, that's tremendous. And his spirit, his toughness in this spot is just showed by how far this goes before he taps.
A sick-looking angle, to say the least. And in the end, it spelled victory for Kazushi Sakuraba as the microphone now saying, hello, everybody. Really enjoying a new lease on his MMA life. And he is encouraging the rest of the crowd and everyone in attendance to enjoy the rest of the fights. Kazushi Sakuraba victorious at Pride Fighting Championships Shockwave, and as you see the crowd erupt in celebration, even saluting Ikuhisa the Punk Minowa. There he is, enjoying himself in a losing cause, and why not? It's a big party. And speaking of parties, Frank Trigg, we shouldn't again mention to the fans at home, Friday, January 13th, invite your friends over for a Hardcore Knockouts Volume 2 party featuring over 40 of the most memorable KOs in Pride history.
Some of the best knockouts ever in mixed martial arts have been in Pride. You've got Krokop, you've got Hunt, you've got both the Yemeliánenko brothers, Alexander and Fiódor. It's just incredible, the guys that could be in here.
You want knockouts? We will serve them up in a package we call Pride Fighting Championships Hardcore Knockouts Volume 2. It's all coming up on pay-per-view Friday, January 13th. Another way that Pride Fighting Championships is saying Happy New Year. Mark Hunt is 30, he's 5'10", 250 pounds, 2-1 in Pride Fighting Championships. Mirko Krokop is 31, 6'2", 215 pounds, 14-3-2 in Pride FC. And something just came to my attention here as Mirko Krokop entered the ring. Frank, he is wearing wrestling boots. He is accustomed to being barefoot. What kind of a message is this?
I think he's telling Mark, left foot, right ear.
Of course, many people speculate that Mirko Krokop, since he brought in Fabricio Verdun to train in BJJ and what he did against Fiódor Yemeliánenko on the ground, maybe he might surprise everyone as they touch gloves and try to go to the ground, as he right away sends a left middle kick to Mark Hunt's abdomen.
You won't find two more people proud of where they're from. You have Samoa Monster on the front of Mark Hunt's pants, and then, of course, the Croatian flag on Mirko Krokop.
A lot of power in that sweeping right kick by Mark Hunt, and he survives that left high kick attempt as these two are just trying to chop each other down. Another left high kick, and really Mirko Krokop not wasting any time and going to what has buttered his bread on more than one occasion in his illustrious mixed martial arts career.
There are no jabs, no light tapping punches in this
All
fight.
Power shots. Now Hunt has him in the corner, and a lot of people thought in order for Mark Hunt to be successful, he needed to employ what Fiódor Yemeliánenko did in their heavyweight title fight. Press the action, push Mirko Krokop.
That's the best way to beat Mirko Krokop. You can't stand back and let him take these punches at you and take these kicks at you, because eventually one's going to sneak through. You have to keep getting on him.
Devastating inside low leg kicks delivered by Mirko Krokop. The snap reverberating throughout the confines of the Saitama Super Arena, where a new record crowd of over 49,801 in attendance for Shockwave.
Mark's got a great job staying right in the pocket, keeping his hands up, keeping Krokop kind of off balance. Every single punch, you got to remember, every single kick that Krokop is throwing is as hard as he can possibly throw it. That takes a lot of energy.
Unlike their kickboxing battle, Mirko Krokop has the option of going for a shot. Nice job there. Krokop walks right into that one.
I'm telling you what, for you folks at home, if you could be right here at ringside right now, that every one of these kicks, every one of these punches are reverberating right through the entire arena.
Punishing blows. And this is exactly what we anticipated when this fight was announced. Mirko Krokop and Mark Hunt, two of the more highly regarded strikers, heavyweight strikers in the game, going at it now as they jockey for position along the ropes. You hear Mark Hunt's corner yelling out short punches here, and from the clinch, that would be a wise strategy, but Krokop, underrated, I think, in the clinch, Frank. He's usually very quick, does a really good job when in the clinch.
Yeah, I got to tell you what, it's not so much he's underrated, it's the fact that so many times that people try to get to the clinch with him, they end up getting punched or kicked on the way down.
And now the two square off again, circling, and now Mark Hunt stalking his prey, Mirko Krokop. Krokop comes out with a left, and right away back to the clinch now in the over and unders. They're pummeling now, jockeying for that dominant position.
Both guys doing a good job keeping their hands up, staying in the pocket, not getting rattled by anything.
An opportunity here for Hunt to perhaps deliver a knee to Krokop in the corner. Now you see that Krokop lifts his left knee, perhaps anticipating that. Now a right kick by Krokop, that's blocked by Hunt. And in a matchup like this, Frank, you know that everyone is just waiting for that one devastating blow. It's like everyone is sitting on pins and needles, wondering what's going to happen next.
Truly, the first one that gets through with a big heavy punch or a big heavy kick will turn the tide of this fight in their favor.
Well, Mirko Krokop definitely now engaging Mark Hunt in the battle that he wanted, the stand-up war.
So far.
Whoa! He stopped there with that right. And
good job.
Hunt begins to take the fight to Mirko Krokop. Krokop almost telegraphing that kick, coming back with a left now.
Before this, Mr. Hunt was pretty much being really inactive. He was doing as little as possible, just kind of defense, and all of a sudden, he's throwing 4 straight punches and everything's starting to catch him.
And again, we should mention that Mark Hunt does outweigh Mirko Krokop, and so again, credit to Mirko Krokop for hanging in there in this clinch with Mark Hunt, who does have the bigger body weight and maybe is a bit stronger because of that. Nice knee up the middle by Hunt.
Excellent work. How quick was that?
A lightning quick knee strike delivered by Mark Hunt, and now that right jab gets through the defense.
Well, Hunt.
And there's another knee. Now Hunt beginning to assert himself here against Mirko Krokop. The crowd anticipating. Hunt beginning to dominate, now begin to chant. Mirko Krokop, a huge fan favorite here in Japan, and Hunt misses with that wild uppercut.
I love the way Hunt keeps stalking. He's not chasing him, he's not getting overextended, he's taking little small steps, staying tight, great duck. Incredible work to duck underneath that left kick.
Incredible instincts. Mark Hunt avoiding that decapitating left high kick by Mirko Krokop. We're past the halfway point. 4.5 minutes remaining in round one. And this has been exactly what everyone anticipated. A stand-up battle between Mark Hunt and Mirko Krokop.
When I got the brief moment to interview Mirko Krokop, I asked him, what's the one thing you're worried about against Mark Hunt? He said he's an incredible boxer. So he's worried about his hand game more than anything else. So right now, Mark is starting to exert that and getting it through his defense a little bit.
Hunt known for his chin of granite. It's going to take an army to knock this guy out. One of the hardest heads in the sport. Mirko Krokop already has been victimized by the knockout punch. As in 2004, the heavyweight tournament, he was KO'd by Kevin the Monster Randleman. And Hunt's stance right now, keeping his hands down, and not exactly a safe strategy against Mirko Krokop.
Now, obviously he's not worrying about the boxing. He may think that his hands are fast enough to get up as soon as Mirko tries any kind of head kick. But, you know, it's definitely not something you want to do with Mr. Krokop, because he'll get you right away.
Krokop again attempts that left head kick. Again, to no avail. Does that have any psychological impact whatsoever, knowing that in their first meeting, even though Krokop emerged victorious, Hunt absorbed that devastating blow and got back up on his feet?
Got back up and went to a split decision.
Went to the decision,
yeah,
that's right.
That's tough. You get a big kick like that to your head, it's really hard to continue. Great body shot. Hunt's starting to change up from top to bottom.
And Hunt has pressed the action here.
Mirko's been backing up this entire fight.
Mirko has executed those trademark kicks, but it's been Mark Hunt slowly, systematically. Now he gets tackled with that left jab by Krokop, who now is on that bicycle that Hunt talked about. Hunt said, hey, why doesn't he stay in the pocket? Let's give the fans what they want.
Well, there's giving the fans what they want and then making sure that you can get the win.
Oh, of course, but this is what Hunt talked about when facing Mirko Krokop. He said he doesn't want to perpetually hunt him down. He's hoping that he would stick in there, and right now they're going at it tooth and nail.
Straight left by Mirko Krokop. Right to Hunt's head, comes forward like nothing happened to him.
You almost wonder if now Krokop shouldn't fake a left hook or something and go for the takedown attempt on Mark Hunt and take him to that level, because right now I think you're right, Frank. Mark Hunt is getting the better of the stand-up exchanges.
He really is. And I got to tell you what, I really think that Mirko's been working on his ground game for the last year. I think if he gets us to the ground, he can turn the tide very quickly. Not saying necessarily get a submission, but he can put it in a position where Mark Hunt's not used to being in.
Well, Mark Hunt in his Pride debut showed natural MMA instincts against Hidehiko Yoshida before being submitted. So, again, a guy who was taken to MMA like a duck takes to water, and Mark Hunt right now engaged in a very grueling fight with Mirko Krokop as we head into 1 minute and 40 seconds left in round number one. Oh, and he gets blocked there by Krokop left.
You can tell that Mark Hunt's getting a little frustrated now, chasing Krokop around. He wants to start. Whoa!
Oh, and he caught Krokop with that left. And I was just going to say, Frank, that being the bigger of the two fighters, maybe Hunt might surprise Krokop and try to take him down, only to send that psychological message.
Yeah, exactly. You're absolutely correct. That would be one of the great things if we did get Krokop down to the ground, even just for a little ground and pound, get back up to the feet, but it lets him know that, hey, I can take you down anytime I want.
We're into the final minute of this, the first round of this striker smorgasbord between Mark Hunt and Mirko Krokop. And it looks like Krokop breathing a little laboriously right now. The mouth is open.
Well, as I said earlier, everything Krokop throws is with bad intent.
Body shot there by Hunt.
Amazing, and it's so hard. Every single thing that Krokop does, he does it with full exertion. It's a full head kick, a full body kick. He's throwing as hard as he can. That takes a lot of energy out of it.
Well, these two warriors have not disappointed thus far, giving the fans exactly what they came to see here at Shockwave as Hunt and Krokop have kept it on the feet. And there's a right hand that misses. Krokop now beginning to pick up the pace with 15 seconds left in the round. Oh, and just misses with that right cross.
Mark doing a great job cutting angles, pushing Krokop off anytime he gets inside. Oh, great left straight or right straight hand by Krokop.
Oh, a great appetizer to what I predict is going to be one heck of a full course meal here, man. Mark Hunt, Mirko Krokop, definitely, well, not very unpredictable, let's say, Frank.
Yeah, I got to tell you what, both these guys seem to be unstoppable. I mean, Hunt gets hit in the head, gets hit in the body, keeps coming forward. Didn't throw very many punches in the beginning, but it kept moving forward, moving forward, moving forward. Krokop, at the end, stopped throwing as many leg kicks because he was using so much energy to do it that Hunt started getting his hands off. Both these guys started picking each other apart. As we got further in the fight, the second round is going to be even better.
Nice kick there by Krokop. Now again, how much is it the striking prowess of Mark Hunt in comparison to the weight advantage that he has over Mirko Krokop?
You know what? Mark Hunt has the better boxing skills on his feet. He has the better hands. But the problem with Krokop is that his left kick is so devastating. Even though you're picking him apart with 1, 2, 3, 4 combinations, he gets one leg kick into your head.
Nice right jab through the defense. And you know, taking a look at the replays here, Frank, it's almost like Mark Hunt doesn't even flinch at those left kick attempts.
Yeah, I got to tell you more. I think I just not quite figured something out because I don't ever want to think that I'm inside Mirko Krokop's head. But the reason why he's wearing the wrestling shoes is that he knew for sure he was going to have to kick Mark in the head, have to kick Mark in the body several times. And the more you kick with the top of your foot, the more it hurts. If you keep those wrestling shoes on, in case you can't hit him with your shin, you only catch him with the top of your foot, and it's going to protect your foot.
And obviously also not worried about Mark Hunt's submission skills in putting on the wrestling boots. And something tells me that Hunt is not going to be taking this to the ground for long. As you can see him again go to the body, go upstairs, each of them having an opportunity to assert themselves here, Frank.
I just gotta let you know something. If Hunt submits Mirko Krokop here tonight, I guarantee you I will get up and run around here naked.
Wow. We'll leave that one alone there, Twinkle Toes. Okay, round 2 is underway. Again, each of them pawing at each other. Hunt's corner calling for the left hook straight combination. Mirko Krokop circling away from Mark Hunt's power fist, the right, and there's a 1-2 delivered by Hunt. And again, just like you said, Frank, bad intentions.
Everything both these guys are throwing are trying to finish this fight.
Krokop sidesteps that right hand. Good check there by Hunt on the kick. Brings up the knee to block it. Nice outside low leg kick delivered by
wow.
Axe kick. Pulling out the axe kick is Mirko Krokop.
That was so quick.
Unbelievable.
My gosh, the speed on it for such a large guy. Krokop has incredible flexibility, just as Mr. Hunt does. It's amazing to see how both these guys can.
Wasn't it the late great Andy Hoog who used the axe kick to his advantage many times? And of course, Mirko Krokop, a peer of Andy Hoog back in the day, but Mirko Krokop now with Mark Hunt, trying to pull up all of his tricks, using the feet while Hunt is content to just try to wear Krokop down with his strikes and combinations, as again they're at close quarters.
Yeah, this is great. Good job of Mirko keeping his head in there, keeping pressure. Oh, see, every time they get close like this, Mr. Krokop goes on side steps, but Mr. Hunt just seems to step a little bit faster and get himself out of it.
Touch gloves after an inadvertent low blow there by Mark Hunt. Oh, a nice right there by Hunt, as again clinching is Krokop with the looking for the body lock here, but again the massive girth of Mark Hunt, that is easier said than done, and this guy is nothing but a Maori warrior from New Zealand, born to fight, loves to fight, came to Pride Fighting Championships looking for a fight with Mirko Krokop.
We're being scolded by Mark Hunt's corner. They're yelling at you, thank God, not me. Samoan, not Maori.
Samoan, sorry.
Because they're all.
Yeah, yeah, I saw at the beginning. Thanks. I don't want to draw the ire of that particular race for sure. These guys are big, just like Mark Hunt is, and Mirko Krokop now still pawing at Hunt. Back into the clinch.
Both guys doing a great job keeping the action on, moving inside and outside. Most people aren't used to seeing this kind of boxing, but this inside dirty boxing style, for lack of a better term, you know, they need to start bringing their arms in, not hugging so much, not trying to go to body locks, because I don't think either one of these guys want to bring it to the ground. Start keeping their elbows in and start throwing short punches, short uppercuts, short rights.
Hunt threw a knee strike there, and he would be wise to continue with that strategy in the clinch. He's bigger, and here's Krokop now just driving straight ahead. There's a low kick by Krokop, but immediately Hunt responds. Nice high clinch and a knee right up the middle to the jaw.
Always coming forward, Krokop always moving back. You know, both guys, you know, there's some great boxers that backpedal the entire time and are able to strike. And Krokop's one of these guys in kickboxing that as he backs up, he can definitely knock you out with it. But he's starting to slow down just a little bit, and Mark Hunt seems to be catching up to him.
Overhand right there delivered by Mark Hunt. Krokop, as you mentioned, backing up. There's a inside low leg kick by Krokop. How much damage is he doing with those kicks on Mark Hunt? As Mark Hunt came back with a nice body shot.
Great body shot, incredible. Those low kicks, to answer your question, it depends. If he doesn't check them, they're going to do a lot of damage. But so far, you know, Mark Hunt's been getting his leg up and getting it and being able to check most of them, so it's not doing that big of damage. Even though shin-to-shin contact when you check still hurts just as bad as almost anything else.
You know, Mark Hunt, a soft-spoken individual, very self-effacing, and yet I almost think he doesn't mind the pain. This guy just loves to be in a brawl. He loves to be in a war.
Yeah, both these guys actually are pretty quiet. Kind of like myself. They don't say much. Won't talk
much.
You know.
Spinning back kick by Mark Hunt. Oh, my.
Did you see that agility? Oh, my gracious.
That's a 250-pounder that just pulled off that spinning back kick with beautiful fluidity, and my goodness, they're pulling out a few tricks here in this second round as we are about to wrap things up in round number 2 into the final 11 seconds now. So a lot of people were predicting that Mirko Krokop would try to surprise Hunt by taking this to the ground. He has yet really even attempted what you would call a shot thus far, but Mark Hunt continues to stick to his game plan, and little by little, I think, is taking this fight from Mirko Krokop.
You know, and just real quick, I want to explain to everybody, there's a difference between chasing a guy down and stalking him down. Mr. Mark Hunt is stalking him down. He's stalking him down step by step, slowly coming forward, keeping good position, as opposed to chasing, just running after a guy madly, which will get you in a lot of trouble. Oh, as you see this replay of the axe kick, just incredible how high Krokop gets this up. It's just right there on the side of the ear, puts it right in the neck. Just amazing, the flexibility and the power to get that up and down so quick. Here it is one more time. Right on the neck, right on the side of the ear. I got to be honest with you. Most guys, even at the heavyweight division, if that kick connected like this, it would have knocked him completely unconscious.
Devastating body shot there delivered by Mark Hunt. Krokop absorbing it. Look at it here. That just rattles the rib cage.
Oh, his entire lower body just shaking across as that low blow comes through, as that body blow comes through.
So far, both fighters standing tall. You know, this is a revenge match for Mark Hunt, and he is there. That spinning back kick. Wow. Shocking Mirko Krokop and everyone here in attendance, I'm sure. It is a revenge match, and Mark Hunt says he's never lost a revenge match before, and when we asked him about this rematch, he said, and I quote, "I will beat him so badly that he will never want to fight Mr. Hunt, the Samoan monster, again. I'm going to make minced meat out of Mirko."
I got to agree. There's no love lost between these two guys, and I'm sure that right now, it's coming to fruition. I think it's going to happen here very, very shortly with the way that Mark Hunt is stalking him down, that he's going to catch him with a huge combination that's going to finish this fight off.
It's funny, you say there's no love lost, and I know that they're not buddy-buddy, but I think there is definitely a lot of mutual respect amongst these two warriors, and we are seeing that in this fight as the final round is underway.
Yeah, but that's true though with most fighters that fight in the Pride Fighting Championships, that mutual respect.
Well,
a lot of trash talking beforehand, which I don't do. You know, I don't want to trash talk your opponents. I'm always trying to be very quiet about it.
Krokop now fending off the attack there with a combination of his own off the ropes. There's a left high kick that finds its mark, and now Krokop coming in for the kill. Hunt battling. And a great exchange there. Another left high kick, and he is just firing them off at will.
I gotta tell you, every time it seems like that Mark gets hit with a clean shot by Krokop, he gets pissed off.
What a great combination there. Left hook and the uppercut delivered by Hunt. And you're right. It's like, you know, those left high kicks are like needling the caged animal, so to speak. And
it's almost
getting angrier and angrier.
Yeah, it's
nice.
It's incredible how he just keeps, every time he gets hit, he just comes in and grinds down and throws a bunch more punches right back at it.
A liver kick there delivered by Mirko Krokop on Mark Hunt. And now Hunt has him in the corner, tags him with that uppercut. But again, for all the power, all the damage that we've seen, both fighters still appear to be not that badly beaten down yet.
Yeah, no one's really slowing down. They're really actually picking up the pace in this third round as opposed to slowing it down. And neither one really seems to be rocked or hurt or banged up at all from the first two rounds.
And there you see Mirko Krokop, who definitely appears to be recharged after the second round, bouncing up and down on his feet, but yet still circling away from Mark Hunt. While Mark Hunt just very concentrated in his focus, staying in his pocket, in his line of fire, so to speak.
I just love how Mirko Krokop gets himself into a corner. As soon as Mark starts throwing, steps right out of the way, gets out of the corner, gets his butt off the ring ropes, and he's right back out of position again. It's incredible how at these sides, these two guys have incredible foot speed. Every time you see these guys move, it's just a pleasure to watch.
All right, having said that, now as we are past the 2-minute mark of this final round, they got to light the wick and deliver the dynamite, and there was a right high kick there by Hunt, but definitely the time for the respect in the ring is over, because we are now halfway through the final round of this battle between Mark Hunt and Mirko Krokop.
See, Mark Hunt is jumping in every time he's throwing because Krokop is moving, that he steps in, and when he's about to connect, he steps in so hard and throws so heavy that he almost jams his punching up. He cuts the distance down so close that he really can't hit him.
Another knee delivered there by Hunt. Referee calling for action. He's aware as well now. Moving in on the 3-minute mark of the final round. Another axe kick delivered by Krokop.
Mark just started giggling right after that axe kick.
Nice right through the defense and an uppercut, and it almost appears when Mirko Krokop walks away and puts his hands down, that's to me a sign of, okay, that hurt. Yeah, you got me.
It's either that or he's trying to taunt Mark to step in and so he can punch back, but I like your theory better.
Well, he's showing, because he's saying, no, that didn't hurt, you know what I mean? And with a fighter, and there's that left high kick, and I'm really wondering if Mirko Krokop is beginning to be frustrated at the fact that, what the heck am I going to have to do to knock this guy down? I'm delivering these left high kicks that have felled many opponents over the years, and Mark Hunt is standing tall in the center of the ring.
What both these guys need to do to try to turn this tide a little bit is to start doing a lot more combination punching, and not so much big heavy punching, but snap, short punches. Mark talking to him, taunting him, tell him to come in, come on, stay and fight, get calm.
Well, that's what he said to us in the interview. As long as he doesn't get on his bicycle, I'll be a happy man. Why does he run away? Why does he walk? And maybe that's what he's telling him right now. Do you want to fight or do you want to walk away?
You can see the frustration on Mark's face.
You can see it. There he is standing. Now he's taunting Krokop. And we're into the final minute of this fight. Mark Hunt and Mirko Krokop. And you know that Hunt wants to just deliver the exclamation point.
Oh, my gosh.
There's a flying attack there by Hunt. But now he's on his back.
Mark, anger got in his way.
And emotion got the better of Mark Hunt.
Now he put himself in a dangerous position. He's got about 45 seconds left to get out of this round, but he's on the ground.
He told us that he wanted to beat him by jumping off the top rope and delivering that patented atomic butt drop that we saw him deliver to Wanderlei Silva a year ago at the last Shockwave event. But you're right, emotion clouding his vision this time, and now he is in a predicament here, but time is running out. 15 seconds. Krokop inside control.
Great job right here. You know, Krokop should be sitting up right now, trying to get some blows in here, trying to bang it out a little bit, and maybe looking for a quick submission, because you know Hunt's not going to be looking to stop it.
We thought we may have another candidate for a hardcore knockout, but this one is going to the scorecards. Mirko Krokop and Mark Hunt. It was a battle, but it did not deliver the knockout blow.
You see Mark Hunt sitting here in the corner. You know, the frustration on his face at the end of that third round was just absolutely apparent. He really just got mad and started chasing Krokop down. Now, depending on how the judges see this fight, I see it as in my opinion at least, Mark Hunt wins this fight. He was more aggressive, stepping forward. Took a lot of, he did take a lot of these shots, as you see here in the replay, head kicks, but none of them really affected him. He kept coming, took an axe kick or two. Great head kick right here by Cro Cop, just a patented position.
Those look like replays of the blows he delivered Alexander Yemeliánenko, Igor Vovchanchyn, which resulted in knockouts. Mark Hunt just bounces back and says, yeah, okay, that was not bad, but I mean, now you talk about the judges' criteria. This is what they look for, Frank, and we'll run it down as you continue to see Mark Hunt stalk Mirko Cro Cop, and there's the finishing sequence here, which resulted with Mark Hunt on his back. Cro Cop can side control. There's those axe kicks. Sorry, what effort to finish the fight by KO or submission. We're going to run out of time here. So who do you think wins this fight, Frank?
I got to right now give the slight edge to Mark Hunt.
Okay, let's find out if the judges agree.
Mirko.
It's a split decision. And you wait for this result. Mark Hunt has defeated Mirko Cro Cop.
Wow. Stuck to his game plan, kept stepping for it, kept coming after it, blocked the big left kicks, blocked the big left hands, went in and went after it.
Mark Hunt remains perfect in his revenge matches. Having been sidelined for the past year, I mean, Shockwave is beginning to be the Mark Hunt show. Last week, he shocked everyone, beating Wanderlei Silva. And this year, avenges the kickboxing loss to Mirko Cro Cop in 2002. Mark Hunt wins it by split decision.
Absolutely amazing. I tell you, as we see Cro Cop just walk down in front of us, he is absolutely dejected that he lost that fight. He firmly believes that they won that fight as he's walking out, and you can see it on his face. Just,
did he do enough to win the fight?
No, I really don't think he did do enough. He backpedaled the whole time, but he wasn't snapping anything out there. It really wasn't.
Let's listen in now to the winner, Mark Hunt.
Thank you for your support. Arigato.
Again, a man who prefers to do his talking in the ring with his fist, Mirko Cro Cop. You know, we've talked about it in the past. Mirko Cro Cop has done so much for Pride Fighting Championships, one of the biggest stars in Pride. But again, do you think that with all of the hard-fought battles he's been in, that maybe, just maybe, Mirko needs to maybe just take a break? Here we are in the new year and reassess things, because I mean, this guy that's like his 5th fight in a year, while Mark Hunt has been inactive for the last 12 months, and the ring rust was not evident.
Well, I just like to say, I don't think Mirko Cro Cop's strategy for this fight was very good. Mark Hunt's not very good on the ground. We all know this. He's been working, Cro Cop's been working on his ground game for the last year. Take Mark Hunt down to the ground, ground and pound him out, look for a submission. That's how you wear Hunt down. Put him in a place where he's going to have to panic, which is going to be on the ground.
Mark Hunt beats Mirko Cro Cop at Pride Fighting Championship Shockwave.
Your thoughts on the fight?
It was a good fight. It was, yeah. It was it's been a while, but a long time, but rusty, a lot rusty actually. But I thought Mirko could have stood a bit, could have come and fought a bit more instead of running around. But yeah.
You seemed to get pretty upset at one point, just stopping and taunting him. I mean, you seemed very frustrated towards the end.
Well, it's hard to fight someone when he's not fighting. It's hard. I guess that's his strategy, is to make me chase him and make a mistake. Last time I wasn't fit enough. I was lucky I was fit enough this time, so yeah.
You kept him backing up the whole time. You think you scared him a little bit after he got hit a few times?
Maybe, yeah, I think so.
You ate a couple of kicks. That didn't seem to phase you at all.
No. Oh, he got me a few times, but yeah, I'm all right.
You just seemed to get angry. As he kicked you, you seemed to get angry.
Yeah, well, I mean, he kicks me, I got to... Yeah, I mean, I was just a bit frustrated, chasing him around and around and around. Yeah.
You want to try it again for a third time, maybe knock him out?
Yes, be good.
Pride's middleweight belt, Ricardo Arona, taking on Wanderlei Silva. Back in August of 2005, the unthinkable happened.
Ricardo Arona has done what many people maybe thought was the unthinkable. Wanderlei Silva has suffered his first middleweight loss in over 5 years.
Pride Fighting's middleweight champion Wanderlei Silva lost a middleweight fight for the first time in over 5 years, stunning the fight world. Silva had won 19 straight middleweight mixed martial arts fights before that night in August.
At the stare down.
Yeah, they really do not like each other, really.
Silva during the weigh-in said he was going to bust Arona's face up. We're about to find out. No longer can you pivot. And there, a nice kick by Arona, and that takes Silva to the ground. And now they are in Arona's domain. Close to 50,000 have gathered here at the Saitama Super Arena. And now Arona landing some lefts and rights to the face of the defending champion.
Whoa, they look like sledgehammers coming down.
There you see Silva.
Good power shots there from Arona.
And he's doing a great job of posturing, boss. The fact that, I mean, a mistake can happen, but look at Arona going inside and delivering that right hand and then another kick. It's simply amazing. And now Silva comes in, but Arona delivers a knee, but then is tagged with a left hand. But again, now Silva closes in with a combination.
Yep, he knows the clock is ticking, and he knows he has to do something. Oh, nice.
Now Arona bull rushes and takedown by Arona.
This could be bad.
Hammer fist by Arona. Wanderlei Silva is on the verge of being eliminated, even though we are indeed perhaps going to a judge's decision. Look at that double hammer fist by Arona.
He's giving it everything he's got.
Is this decision even in doubt, boss Rusin? It's over. It is over. And look at Ricardo Arona.
When Wanderlei lost in the middleweight tournament, the Pride belt wasn't on the line. So even though Arona would defeat the Pride champion, he would not wear the Pride middleweight belt. So Arona wouldn't get what he thought he deserved. And Wanderlei tasted defeat for the first time in a long time. It's no secret these two fighters don't like each other. And being from two opposing gyms in Brazil, Silva from the coveted Shootbox Academy and Arona from Brazilian top team, more than just titles will be on the line when these two top middleweight fighters enter the ring at Shockwave. So come New Year's Day, finally, Ricardo Arona will get his shot at the title as Pride Fighting Championships presents Ricardo Arona taking on Wanderlei Silva. Shockwave 2005.
Oh, nice.
Now Arona bull rushes and takedown by Arona.
This could be bad.
Hammer fist by Arona. Ricardo Arona has done what many people maybe thought was the unthinkable. Wanderlei Silva has suffered his first middleweight loss in over 5 years.
Respeito como pessoa sim, mas como lutador não, né? Eu realmente vou para cima nessa luta. Eu acho que não tem outra estratégia além dessa.
And the first fight was personal because we have a long history in this tournament and we have a lot of problems. You know? He talked too much, I think so. But this time I'm going to be more professional because I know you have a belt to get, and I really want to make the right game. You know, to don't make mistakes. Don't be. Do the right thing, you know.
Eu acho que eu não deixo o meu emocional interferir na minha técnica, né? Eu acho que o emocional tem que fazer com que você consiga realmente soltar todo o seu jogo, né? É isso que eu vou fazer dessa vez.
I studied the last fight we had, and I know if he's coming so aggressive and try to push me all the time, it's more easy to give him a takedown. So I think if he coming to punch me and if he loses his strategy, just coming to beat me, it's going to be more easy to me, I think so, to give him a takedown. So I'm not worried about that. I'm just wait for him. I'm going to walk in the ring and wait for the best moment to give him a takedown.
Vai. Eu vou levar esse cinturão de novo e vou continuar sendo campeão dos médios.
For me, Wanderlei like to say a lot of things. I know that, but in fact, I'm training a lot. I'm ready, and I don't worry about that. I want this belt, and I want to make my best again. That's the important to me. Beat him and finish this story.
We rise now for the Brazilian national anthem. It is the Battle of Brazil, but more importantly, the Pride World Middleweight Championship is on the line. Ricardo, the Brazilian Tiger Arona, is 27, 5'11", 205 pounds, 7-1 in Pride Fighting Championships. The axe murderer, Wanderlei Silva, 29, 5'11", 205 pounds, 22-1 in Pride, and the current reigning and defending Pride World Middleweight Champion. Arona earned the title shot when he upset Wanderlei Silva, the 2005 middleweight tournament, handing the axe murderer his first loss in the middleweight division in 5 years. You see the stare down. Get ready for what should be an epic war. Arona and Silva with the Pride World Middleweight title at stake.
This is going to be an incredible fight. Don't blink, guys. You might miss one of the most incredible knockouts that could ever happen in fighting.
Silva said he employed the wrong strategy in the first fight, waiting for Arona to attack. He attacked Arona now, but Arona counters with the takedown into the close guard of Silva.
Excellent work, lowering his level, powering through that shot, driving him all the way across, back across the ring to take him all the way down. Great work.
Arona's usual game plan is to control the entire fight. Not always flashy, but it's proving to be a winning recipe. And right now you see Silva scrambling underneath, trying to work. Pushing away, Arona back up to his feet now.
Oh, wow, throws him off.
Arona off.
He just throws him right off there. Just a pure power strength move, just to prove dominance and who's going to take control of this fight right now.
A much different Wanderlei Silva in this matchup.
Wanderlei seems to be bleeding from his nose a little bit right now. I wonder what caught him on the way down.
The crowd now with every kick Silva delivers, getting firmly behind the Pride World Middleweight Champion. And again, not damaging blows, but obviously railing behind Silva now as he... Now that one was delivered with a good snap.
Yeah, he's definitely, each one of these blows, they don't do much damage, but they keep you moving, to keep the rhythm of the fight in Silva's favor. Right now, Arona's on his back, kind of absorbing everything. He'll kind of get in that pattern if they ever get back to their feet as well.
Silva, during the press conference, the weigh-ins, staring down Arona, actually each of them exchanging angry looks. Silva says simply he wants to break Arona's face. Arona calls himself the Brazilian Tiger. He says that Silva's the rabbit, and he will eat him here tonight.
I don't think there's no mistaking either one of those statements. They pretty much said it all right there.
And you talk about weird turn of events on a recent, well, actually last year, as now Silva charges Arona and has him on the canvas. Oh, and a knee right there.
Great takedown defense by Silva. I'm telling you what, he's so quick on his feet. Arona did a great job driving in, had a great position, and just got beat by a better defense.
I was going to say that on a trip to Japan from Brazil one time, as Silva continues to be the conductor of the crowd, Silva discovered that he and Arona were assigned seats next to each other. Not surprisingly, Silva has to be moved. Could you have imagined that trip?
That would have been very interesting for the stewardesses. How do you separate two guys that are in a fight in row A and B?
Yeah, I've heard of road rage. We could have had our first air rage incident and then some. As this battle now continues to percolate, it's Silva and Arona eyeing each other. So much excitement in the sold-out Saitama Super Arena. A record crowd of 49,801. Silva now again muscling away from that takedown attempt by Arona.
He's got great takedown defense. He knows every time he starts throwing, Arona's going to lower his level and try to drive him down to the ground.
And a wild right there by Silva. Good sprawl, going for the guillotine, but now Arona's on his back and pulls Silva into his close guard.
Good job by Arona. He's doing a really good job. I'm very impressed by his takedowns. He's driving through, he's got his head up, he's got his butt down, he's in good position, he's driving down for all these takedowns. Silva just seems to have quicker feet right now, he's got a better defense.
And Silva, known for his devastating knee strikes, and yes, he is a striker, but really employs unrefined striking techniques, which, if you think about it, Frank, leaves him open to the straight punch. And when Arona's on his feet, that's something that maybe he would like to consider.
If you're watching tape on Wanderlei Silva, the one thing you do realize that, hey, if I have straight snapping punches, if I can get him straight through the hole with some power behind it, I can kind of keep Wanderlei off me. The problem is that he's so aggressive and he swings so hard that if you miss just by a little bit, you may be looking face down on the canvas.
Another comment that definitely did not endear Arona to the shooter box camp was that he was going to expose Silva's black belt in BJJ tonight.
Yeah, you know, as we all know, that Silva got his black belt in BJJ just a little while ago, and is very proud of that fact, because he did work very diligently on it.
And look at these ferocious hammer strikes delivered by Silva. Now Arona looking for the left
lock. Great job of both these guys. Great movement by both these guys.
Awesome movement here being displayed by both champion and challenger.
It seems to me that Silva's halfway laughing, or at least smiling.
He's enjoying himself. He did not enjoy their first meeting, where he was defeated for the first time in the middleweight division here in Pride. That first loss in over 5 years overall in his weight.
I got to tell you what, Wanderlei Silva's a guy that definitely enjoys waking up every morning and going to his job.
For sure. Of course, he has improved his takedown defense, of which we have already seen here tonight.
Wow, great leg kick.
Nice right hand by Silva.
Arona stepping in tight, and I really like the way he's being aggressive to get himself out of trouble with the punching and striking. Right to the guard, good job.
And now raining down those hammer fists is Silva. He said he was going to be more aggressive. He's totally taking this war to Ricardo Arona. And the crowd here extolling and exhorting Wanderlei Silva as he continues to work from Arona's guard.
Now, just real quick, from a psychological point of view, it's, for me at least, when I'm competing, it's pretty tough to have the entire crowd against you. You know, and every time that you get a punch, you get a kick, the crowd is cheering for your opponent. It can wear on your psyche as the fight wears on. And at least for me, I don't know how Arona can handle it, but for me, it always wears on me. The crowd's always against you, every punch, every kick. And as you can hear the crowd around us, well, they just, every time there's a punch or a kick, they're cheering for Wanderlei.
And we have passed the midway point of this, the opening round, and you're right. And again, you say as a fighter, you don't necessarily hear the crowd or whatever, but it's, I mean, with a sold-out crowd of over 49,000 cheering on everything your opponent does, it does have to weigh heavily on you after a while. So let's not take anything away from Ricardo Arona, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu specialist. He was a 2001 Abu Dhabi champion, 2000 Abu Dhabi champ. And now hoping to realize a dream of becoming the Pride World Middleweight Champion as they stop the action and they'll restart it in the center of the ring in the same position.
Arona's doing a great job of keeping Wanderlei within his game, in his guard, tied up, making it very difficult for Wanderlei to get any kind of motion on, but I would like to see Arona start to move his hips more in the bottom, start working for some serious submissions, because I think if he really works his game and his guard right, he might be able to have a chance to slip one in there.
Arona with some striking from the bottom. Now Silva explodes again for a combination. The referee calls for action. Silva's on his feet. Delivers a kick. Another kick.
I'm always amazed at how good a shape Silva comes in for every single one of these fights. For the last 5 years I've been watching him compete. Every fight he comes in great shape. It's just, I mean, it's really tough to maintain that kind of shape for as long as he has. He's done an incredible job of doing it. And Arona's no slouch in his own right.
Both of these Brazilian gladiators definitely in peak physical condition. Although in the past Arona's conditioning has been questioned, and I think that speaks to the physical activity that he does. I mean, he's a very muscular individual.
Yeah, that too, but also I think Arona gets a bad rap about his conditioning because his style is to slow his opponent down, more like a boa constrictor, kind of wrap himself around you and look for the submission, as opposed to the high-flying, quick, explosive style of Wanderlei Silva. So it always, like, you know, Arona has a bad conditioning shape, and I don't think necessarily that's the truth. It's just the way his style is, the way that he approaches a fight.
Arona would be wise to circle away from Silva's hands and try to secure that body lock when he close and bring this back to the ground. As you can see, unrefined striking, and now Silva looking for the tie clinch, now to the guillotine, but
great
he's taken back to the ground.
Incredible single leg. got out of the guillotine that Wanderlei had on the way down. He did an incredible single leg, what we call running the pipe. Is a signature amateur wrestling move in the States. Just an incredible job of running it, and I'm really still overly impressed with the way Arona is approaching this fight with his takedown game.
And that's really what delivered the victory at the 2005 Pride Middleweight Tournament, was the way he controlled the fight on the ground. And now looking to deliver a right hand there. Goes a couple of more strikes through Silva's defense. Silva now just trying to strike and keep Arona at bay here. Definitely not a place I think Silva wants to be, is on his back against the likes of Ricardo Arona.
Definitely needs to start moving, needs to get some space as quickly as possible so he can get back to his feet.
Final minute of the opening round.
I'm impressed by the way Wanderlei's moving his head back and forth on the bottom. He keeps shifting side to side. Makes it difficult for a guy to ground and pound you if your head's always in a different angle.
Good elbow strike to the body there, delivered by Arona. Trying to wear down Silva while working from his guard. I think what Silva's trying to do here is neutralize Arona in hopes that the referee will bring this back to their feet. But Arona continues to go to work here on Silva.
I think we got around less than 30 seconds right now, and it's one of those deals where, Silva doesn't really need to hold him down here. He can use this a little bit of energy right now, try and get himself back to his feet by pushing off and trying to explode up.
10 seconds left in the opening round of this Pride World Middleweight Championship clash between Arona and Silva.
A good guard pass on Arona's part right there at the end. Great work by both these guys. They're both very, very active. I really like. Oh, little push and shove here at the end of that round.
We saw that happen after the victory by Arona, where he just screamed in Silva's face. We asked Arona about that. He said no, he didn't say anything. He just screamed in his face, got up in his grill, if you will, and there you can see the animosity that still exists between these two Pride fighters. Now the champion, Wanderlei Silva. What do you think about his performance thus far tonight?
You know what? I think both these fighters are doing an incredible job. Wanderlei Silva is showing his great punching technique. He's definitely throwing out, definitely being aggressive. And I just think right now, Arona seems to have a better game plan. He has a better strategy for this fight. Every time Wanderlei steps in, he lowers his level, shoots through hard and quick, and drives Wanderlei down to the mat.
You know, after surviving the initial rush by Wanderlei Silva, Arona has again gone back to his tried and true methods of controlling this battle on the ground, and we saw that there in the last minute as you take a look at an up kick delivered by Arona. So if it becomes a control game for Ricardo Arona, we could very well revisit what happened in that 2005 Pride Middleweight Tournament.
Yeah, we very well could. Arona's doing a great job of controlling right now, and we got to see, if he can maintain it going into this third period.
Second round coming up. Scheduled for 3, of course, here in Pride. 1 10-minute round, 2 5-minute rounds.
Thanks for correcting me, Mom.
No problem.
No, you can correct me any time. Correct me.
Just keeping you honest there, Mr. Trigg.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Make me look bad. It's okay. It's okay.
You see members of Brazilian top team working on the muscles of Ricardo Arona. Lead us through this sequence of events here, Frank.
I like the way that he's always being aggressive. Arona always seems to have his chin up, which isn't good for boxing, but he runs in there, he's always aggressive, stepping forward, throws his punches hard. As soon as he's in trouble, lowers his level and takes a single leg. It's incredible position. Great job.
All right. It is time for round number 2. There you see Mauricio Shogun, the winner of the 2005 Pride Middleweight Tournament, and the teammate of Wanderlei Silva as we get round 2 underway.
Round 2.
That's right.
Great job. So I like Arona's always stepping off. He's stepping off to his right to get away from Wanderlei's right hand, so he's not getting hit. Even if he does throw it, he's going to miss. Hands are a little wide, hands are a little low, his chin is a little high up. With boxing, it basically, as the rhythm goes, it's hands up, chin down, sit down for boxing. And Arona seems to have the exact opposite, hands down and chin up.
Nice inside low kick delivered by Silva, and then Arona comes back with a good right hand of his own to counter the leg attack, and another outside trip takedown by Arona. So secures the heel trip and back on the ground where Arona is at his best.
Arona's doing a great job controlling this entire pace of this fight right now.
Silva just trying to push away on the bottom. He neutralizes Arona's right arm. Arona still striking with his left hand, now looking to cross-face the champion. Now he releases that arm and drops a hammer fist, but as the referee calls for action, we've seen Silva in this predicament against Arona a couple of times, and a lot of people think that maybe Ricardo Arona is made to give the Pride World Middleweight Champion fits, just in the way that, yes, he does control the fight, just his strategy overall. What does Silva need to do here from the bottom in order to turn the tables here, Frank?
Push head and shoulders away. Wanderlei Silva is so tough with striking that he doesn't have to worry about getting hit and getting knocked out in this position. He needs to get a separation between the hips so he can get back to his feet where he's better. The thing is, right now, he's just trying to hold him in. He's trying to not have any space. And as I said, I've said in the past before, that the guy on the bottom needs space. He has to have space to be able to move. The guy on top wants no space so he can pass by his guard. Right now, Wanderlei is actually helping Arona by pulling him in tighter to him.
And Arona being much more active and busier from the guard than we're used to seeing him. I mean, he's delivering those sustained strikes, and there's a foot kick there by Arona as the up kicks by Silva really didn't do any damage. And now he passes the guard into side control.
All the way through, hips in tight. Great position right now for Arona. Bad position for Silva.
Oh, and a knee drop there by Arona.
Wanderlei's got to start turning. He's got to start moving right now. He's got to get his knee up to keep from getting mounted. He's got to start getting on top. I'd like to see Arona try and get him out here and try and get some good striking going on. Oh my gosh.
Great reversal there by Wanderlei Silva.
He literally bench pressed Arona off of him in that position. He just pushed him off.
And now Silva, recognizing that Arona has controlled on the ground, wants to score some points here, standing a knee right to the gut. Nice takedown defense. Good sprawl by Silva. Now he's into the close guard of Arona.
Right now, this hasn't been working for him in the past. He needs to stand right back up to his feet and make Arona come back up.
Push away, like you say.
Up on his feet is the best place for Silva. This goes right into Arona's position.
You could see Arona just pushing Silva's head down, doesn't really want him to go anywhere, does not want Silva to create that distance. There's a hammer fist, short one delivered by Silva.
Arona's most comfortable right here on his back. Been doing a great job this entire fight being in this position. This right now, Silva's playing into Arona's strategy.
Silva trying to give Arona a face wash with those Pride 4-ounce gloves, and meanwhile, they are busy, but it's almost a war of attrition here. Neither really getting the upper hand from this position, this sequence. And the referee agrees and calls them back up to their feet. It looks like Arona beginning to fatigue a bit there, as he's now issued a yellow card, which is 10% from his purse, reacting to that, and of course cannot let that affect him, however, because Pride World Middleweight title hanging in the balance. Silva ghosting Arona now.
Great job by Arona, just outside the distance, forcing Wanderlei to make a couple mistakes with his striking.
Final 60 seconds of round number 2. Pace has slowed down a bit. Wanderlei Silva and Ricardo Arona for the Pride World Middleweight title, and Silva misses with that wild right looping shot there. And again, we talk about the way he strikes, that Arona, if he has those straight punches, could score.
Arona has to have a little more confidence. Oh, wow.
Nice combination.
Right as I say that, Arona steps in to try to throw an uppercut and gets countered by Silva. But if Arona had a little bit more confidence in his boxing game, throw him straight down to center, he'd connect a little bit more often. Silva throws those nice, hard, but they're wide and looping punches that, put you down the canvas, but they're easy to kind of defend against. Another great takedown.
Arona.
Arona's just amazing with his speed and his tenacity. Every time he thinks he's in trouble, every time he starts to get tagged just a little bit on his feet, lowers his level, drives through right to the ground.
He's doing a good job again here. With 5 seconds left in round number 2, Ricardo Arona, in top position there, and the open guard of Wanderlei Silva. So Silva goes back to his corner with the markings of what has been a tough test tonight. And Ricardo Arona back in his corner, and he's being looked after by the likes of Mario Sperry and the rest of Brazilian top team.
As we get ready for the third round, that both these guys, they don't seem to be tiring as much. as I would have anticipated from the high pace of their fight. What I do see, though, Arona controlling, staying inside, staying very patient, and sticking to his game plan. And I see Silva getting just a little bit frustrated, as you can see here with this. Immediately, as soon as he got hit, you saw Arona throws a big punch and steps in, clinches, great heel sweep that we saw at the beginning of the second round, sweeps him right down. Just outside the kicking range, Arona's been staying the entire time, just right outside, counter punching, counter everything. He's doing a great job. His strategy tonight is the same as he used before, and it's working for him.
The pace did slow down a bit in that second round, and maybe we are going to see the effects of that here in the third, where hopefully they can recharge the proverbial battery and deliver an explosive third round of what is the title defense by Silva.
I mean, this is one of the rare times you're going to see Wanderlei Silva on his back, getting punched, getting kicked to the head. You know, it's amazing how Arona's been controlling the strategy of the fight. Not necessarily controlling the fight, but he's been controlling where the fight is being put at his own pace.
Yeah, a much better outing thus far for Wanderlei Silva, but you're right, Ricardo Arona still managing to keep the Pride World Middleweight Champion in his world. And now, as we are about to embark on the third and final round, Mauricio Shogun shouting out encouragement to his teammate at Shooter Box. A lot of people say that Mauricio Shogun poised to take over the Pride 205-pound division. Wanderlei Silva, the champion, of course, and they will never, or they say they'll never fight each other for the title. They are indeed a family at Shooter Box. And Wanderlei Silva has expressed the opinion that he would like to keep the belt in Shooter Box Academy. Meanwhile, Arona wants to take the championship back to Brazilian top team. It's the third and final round.
The amazing thing about the Shooter Box is that most of these kids start in there when they're 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, and they literally are raised within the academy. So Silva's been in there for 16 years.
Yeah,
so
he started when he was 13. He's been trained by Mujamar Fedrigo for 16 years, like you say. So it's almost like he's a second father to his team, Mujamar Fedrigo, and looking on with interest here now as they again collide in the center of the ring.
Wanderlei's getting a little more weary of throwing his big punching, because every time he does, he ends up being taken down or at least getting shot on.
Yeah, an effective counter game exhibited by Ricardo Arona thus far in their two meetings.
You know, this is why I always say that it's so important to learn boxing for boxing's sake, the sweet sciences they like to call it. Oh my gosh! Exact same position again, because what this does is that after the first couple minutes of the first round, if you throw some big bombs to get taken down, when you get back to your feet, start throwing jabs, start throwing some punching just to keep distance and keep a man off of you. And right now, Wanderlei's not doing that.
From our vantage point, yeah, he does have side control here. I thought it might be in the half guard, but nope, he's got full side control here, and Wanderlei Silva needs to work on his defense here as Arona looking to take advantage of this position.
Arona's doing a great job. Wanderlei's got to start moving his feet, got to get his feet planted on the mat, start getting his hips up and down, get a little space in there, and get back to his feet. Arona needs to keep this position. Great job on Arona, always coming forward, always moving his hips in, getting that position and making sure he holds it tight.
Wanderlei Silva's been on the top of the middleweight mountain here in Pride for a very long time. The first Pride World Middleweight Champion, and right now, with the minute 43 gone in this final round, Ricardo Arona looks like he's primed to wanting to stop that title reign.
Now, I might be a little biased from having a large wrestling background myself, but I really think that Arona's kind of winning this fight right now, because on their feet they're both doing about the same amount of damage with the striking, and it seems that every time that Arona is losing the edge in the striking, he immediately gets a takedown, lowering his level driving through, and I truly enjoy the strategy, truly enjoy that he's really giving it to the champion.
Knee delivered there by Arona to the side of Silva's body. And look at him here. You talk about your trigonomics 101, the lay and pray brawl, maul and brawl, and the ground and pound. I mean, Arona controlling, and some people, accuse him of being a lay and pray artist. But again, it's all about control. And he's doing that right now against the champion, Wanderlei Silva.
He's doing a much better job. Ground and pound, of course, is the best, because you're always controlling your opponent. You're always looking for a position change, using punching the pass and what have you. And Arona's doing a great job today. He's not laying and praying this time. He's really doing a good job of ground and pound.
Remaining very active. In the guard, another elbow delivered to the midsection by Arona, hammer fist as well, and he's just continually wearing down the Pride World middleweight champion from Silva's close guard. 2 minutes now left in this title fight. Will Wanderlei Silva retain the championship, or will Pride Fighting Championship Shockwave produce a new Pride World middleweight title holder?
And you got to remember, too, one of the criteria is who is trying to finish the fight in these positions. And obviously, Silva's trying to finish the fight more often with his incredible strike. Definitely trying to take the head off of Arona. Arona hasn't done so much of that, so it's going to be interesting if this goes to the scorecards.
And a yellow card now has been issued to Wanderlei Silva. And as a fighter, you never want to see those yellow cards, but the referee doing a good job, and hopefully now lighting that proverbial wick. The fans also anticipating that some fireworks will happen here in the final minute and a half of this title fight. And there's a devastating kick by Silva. Another one.
Both guys starting to slow down a little bit here. Fatigue is becoming a factor in the last minute.
And they can ill afford to slow down, Frank. We are into the final minute of this Pride World middleweight title fight. The decision still hanging in the balance. Ricardo Arona, the submission specialist. Wanderlei Silva, the dominant middleweight champion. And now he's pulled back into Arona's guard.
Arona doing a great job to control the fight where he wants to put it, when he wants to put it. Silva get separation right now, get back to his feet, start throwing some big bombs.
His time running out on Wanderlei Silva's Pride World middleweight title reign. There is 30 seconds remaining. Now he's getting busier with those strikes.
Doing a great job. This is the way I like to see Wanderlei work, and what she's been doing just a little bit earlier.
Arona with the up kick, and now Silva did not waste any time here. Arona inviting him back down to the ground. Time is running out. 10 seconds remaining. Silva and Arona, now they exchange some Portuguese trash talk, and this fight is going to the judges. Both of them raising their arms in victory. It'll be up to 3 men to decide who is the Pride World middleweight champion.
This is going to be an interesting call, because you've got such a great criteria to go by that it's going to be tough. Who did more damage? Who was trying to end the fight by knockout or submission? Well, obviously, that edge is going to go to Wanderlei Silva. But then, who had, the more damaging to your opponent? Well, it was kind of even, at least in my mind. Standing combinations and ground control, well, really that goes to Arona, because he controlled everything. Aggressiveness, well, Silva is always more aggressive, but the takedown of defense,
you're right, this is very close.
It can go either way. This really, we could see a split decision here right now.
We've seen a battle here tonight between Ricardo Arona and Wanderlei Silva. Arona, game plan was simple, wanting to control the fight on the ground. Wanderlei Silva said he was going to be more aggressive. He was in the beginning, but again, Ricardo Arona able to absorb that initial attack. And we're about to find out who is the champion. It's going to be a split decision. And you talk about drama inside Tama. Wanderlei Silva has retained the Pride World Middleweight Championship. The shoot box has exploded in celebration.
Nothing better than celebrating another win with 7 of your closest brothers.
And Arona, completely flabbergasted by this decision, leaves the ring with his Brazilian top team teammates. But you know what this does set up in my books, Frank? Arona's got to win. Silva's got to win. Are we going to see the rubber match in 2006?
Wow. A rubber match between these two guys? Maybe. Could it happen? It could happen in a future tournament. If the future tournament is an absolute weight tournament, I bet you both these guys will enter, and I can almost guarantee they'll meet within the tournament very quickly.
Arona very dejected, very upset. just storming back to the dressing room. He is incredulous, but meanwhile, a celebration continues in the ring. Wanderlei Silva avenging his first middleweight loss in over 5 years and maintains his grip on the Pride World Middleweight Championship. Why do you think two judges went for Silva?
I think they gave it to him on aggressiveness. They gave it to him on trying to finish the fight and overall damage to their opponent, as opposed to Arona winning, controlling the fight on the ground. It's tough when you have a guy that tries to hold and control as opposed to a guy that's overly aggressive.
And there you see Pride Fighting Championships president Nobuyuki Sakikibara, Mauricio Shogun, Rafael Cordero, Hujimar Federico, the entire Shooter Box team, the brain trust anyway in the ring. And let's hear from the champion.
A presença de todos vocês. Realmente para mim, quando eu entro aqui no ringue e sinto que todos vocês estão torcendo para mim, eu me sinto mais forte para poder realmente lutar melhor para vocês. Muito obrigado pela presença de todos.
皆さんに本当に感謝しております。皆さんの応援のおかげで私もいい試合できることになります。
Essa luta foi para provar.
I appreciate the support here in the Saitama Super Arena.
Mas realmente Deus está sempre com a gente. E se você se esforçar bastante, você consegue superar todos os obstáculos que você tem na tua vida.
人生では困難な時はあるかもしれないですけれども、でも諦めないこと、ずっと勝ち続けることが大事だと思います。
Esse ano, quero desejar a todos feliz ano novo e dizer que.
And right now, getting a little philosophical with the crowd is Wanderlei Silva, who he's imploring everyone here in the arena to, no matter what obstacles you face in life, to keep fighting the good fight. And tonight, Wanderlei Silva prevailed in what was a very tough test. But Silva proving that he is indeed a champion in more ways than one. And again, we talked about it, the family that is the Shooter Box Academy. And he's wishing the fans a happy new year, and he hopes that everyone has a great 2006. And now he's extolling the virtues of Pride Fighting Championships, telling the crowd that Pride is indeed #1 and is going to remain so in 2006.
A todos vocês, todos nós aqui fazemos o show, inclusive vocês. Muito obrigado por tudo. E realmente, o nosso presidente aqui do evento está de parabéns por conseguir fazer um espetáculo tão grandioso para vocês e para nós lutadores. O presidente está de parabéns.
それはやはりプライドの社長並び関係者の皆様のおかげ、そしてファンの皆様のおかげだと思っております。今日は本当にありがとうございます。
Agora, para os brasileiros que estão aí aqui no Japão, essa luta foi especialmente para todos vocês.
And he now is thanking Pride President Nobuyuki Sakikibara, the entire Dream Stage Entertainment staff, everyone here in the arena. I mean, a moment here for Wanderlei Silva. He had a tough year. Let's not forget. He lost to Mark Hunt, Shockwave last year in a fight he was greatly outweighed. Again, came up on Ricardo Arona in the Pride Middleweight Tournament, was upset there. And has shown again that he is indeed the true Pride World Middleweight Champion. And I think he knows, I think what he's doing right now, sharing with the audience the fact that he knows he was in a war tonight. He knows he was in a battle, and he's just showing, expressing his gratitude for the support.
ブラジルのファンにも本当に感謝しております。やはり来年もですね、素晴らしい1年になりますように心から願っております。本当にありがとうございました。
チーム選手、本当におめでとうございました。皆様、チャンピオンの座を見事応援しました。
And he appreciates all the support he gets here in Japan. He salutes the crowd at home. The Pride World Middleweight Champion. So Frank Trigg, it was a night to remember in many regards as Mark Hunt victorious over Mirko Krokop. Bushido welterweight title tournament winner Dan Henderson. Bushido lightweight tournament winner Takanori Gomi and Hidehiko Yoshida vanquishing Naoya Ogawa via armbar.
Absolutely incredible night. We see so much heart, so much spirit. These guys, the guys we are seeing compete again and again, are getting more and more competitive. Every time their skills are getting better and stronger. It's amazing here at the Pride Fighting Championship.
You did a tremendous job, Frank. Looking forward to working with you in the future. So there you have it. Pride Fighting Championship Shockwave. For Frank Trigg, I'm Mauro Ranallo. Akimashite omedetou. Happy New Year from Pride Fighting Championships.